in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. It's a good friend, Mr. BDA, and I'm glad. That's right, I'm glad that everybody could be on board for this one. Fellas, in this episode, we got a fantastic one for everybody out there. We've got a fantastic, and I do mean fantastic, show here, because we just had a very good night of boxing yesterday. Well, actually, not a very good night. It was okay. The main event sort of saved things, but we're going to talk about all of that plus more in regards to Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. A lot of drama going on with that one too. So we're going to talk about the fights yesterday. William Zepeda against Roach Jr. The ongoing drama between Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and Devin Haney. These fellas just can't seem to get together and just make a fight happen. It's always going to be complicated. There's a bunch of other stuff. Dana White, Oscar De La Hoya still going at it, bickering. So we're going to cover all of that plus more. Now, before we get down to the fun, you guys know the drill. Let's get the business out of the way. If you want to donate a couple of shekels our way, you're certainly welcome to do so via the Super Chat feature. That way you get more bang for your buck. You can also join the membership program. You can get special emojis, badges, the whole shebang. You can also donate via the Buy Me a Coffee app, link in the description below. You can join the Patreon for free or for as much or as little as you want, depends on you. But the most important thing is that you continue to like, you subscribe, and you spread that BDA gospel. So shout out to everybody out there. Talking about Casamigos Kyle, Handsome Mechanic, King KO the Great, Jaime Raiden, Bray, The Boxing Sicario, SJW, Muhammad Amhard, Bruce Lee, Handsome Mechanic, Jump Tube, Cottonmouth, Abel, one of the initiated, shout out to Abel, Alfredo Contreras, Windy City Mex, Rafael Garza, who says, I'm going out to dinner with my family. I'm afraid I'm going to miss my Boxing Fix live. Well, I mean, I think you're getting it twisted here, Rafael Garza. No offense, but we're your family. And if you leave us now, you ain't coming back. Now, okay. He's got obligations. Me, I got friends. I don't know. But shout out to Rafael Garza for his... just for dropping by and saying that. He's one of the initiated. Joe in the chat as well says, salute to BDA and the BDA family. Looking forward to the show as always. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to the one. Gonzalo in the chat as well there. Shout out to Gonzalo. To Matador, Langsbury, Geek. How many more people to come, I'm sure. Fellas, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. All right, let me start inviting a couple of people here. Cook with a little bit of hot grease, as they say. That's right, we're gonna heat things up a little bit here. I'm gonna join. Excuse me. I'm gonna. How many more people to come? Fellas, thank you for joining. What the hell? I could hear myself in the background. So yeah, don't forget to hit the like, hit the like. I'm not sure the screen here with the people. Hey, one thing I wanted to say here, shout out to hashtag Logang who just replied to me in the Discord because he posted a video, and we're gonna get to that obviously. But apparently Keyshawn Davis's coach, Dorsey, I didn't know what the heck, that's his first name or last name, Dorsey. Anyway, Corsaid went on the Mill City boxing show to give his side of the issue, but he doesn't really have. It doesn't. I don't think he has the same manipulation tactics as Bill Haney. So I don't think he's coming across all that well. Anyway, I asked hashtag Logang what the hell's going on in that clip there, and he says this was a few days ago, but basically this clown, this clown stuttering is saying that Keyshawn Davis, that's what he's calling him, Keyshawn Davis is the best at lightweight, and everyone's ducking him. LOL. At lightweight, first of all, Keyshawn Davis is now a junior welterweight. So if the coach said that lightweight, I mean, I don't know, man. So that's I guess that's their defense now. Hey, we the best. We can do whatever we want. I don't know. What else do we have here? All right, so we got Frank Bay jumping in. We got Bucho jumping in as well. Shout out to you fellas. Thank you for joining us. Salute. All right, let's get down to it here because we had William Zepeda taking on Lamont Roach Jr. yesterday, and it was quite an interesting fight. A lot of people had it as a 50-50 fight going in. I could certainly see a path to victory there for Lamont Roach, but it was all for naught as William Zepeda just proved to be too much, too active, too elusive as well, by the way, and too much, just too tough overall for Lamont Roach. And Zepeda walked away with a decision, a unanimous decision of 118-110 and two scorecards of 117-111, and he improves to a record of 34-1 with 27 knockouts. Lamont Roach Jr. for his part is 0-1-2 in his last three fights. But then again, you got to put into context, he fought Tank Davis, Isaac Cruz, and William Zepeda. Not exactly slouches in there, not exactly bums. So I do suppose Roach deserves a modicum of credit for not taking easy tune-up fights. I mean, there was money to be made, and he took on all these guys, but he just ended up coming short in all of them, particularly last night. So Zepeda ends up decisioning Roach, and now the sky's the limit, it seems, for William Zepeda. In fact, Oscar De La Hoya was so happy and so ecstatic because he was there ringside that, well, let me just show you. I mean, look at him. He was just looking, I guess one could say euphoric in there. I don't know. That's obviously a fake picture, by the way. That's shout out to Irish Andrew Ward for posting that picture there. I don't know where. It could be real, though. You guys doubted it for a second, didn't you? You guys were like, well, wait a minute. Is that a real photo or is that Photoshop? But anyway, so yeah, so that's De La Hoya's promoter there. Zepeda's promoter, that is. Probably pretty happy that he's got, because William Zepeda is getting some good press off of this. I mean, not as good press as Shakur Stevenson is getting, because apparently he fought last night the way you would think, the way some people are talking about it, you think he won last night. But yeah, William Zepeda. Bucho, what were your thoughts on Zepeda versus Lamont Roach?
I was surprised. I wasn't expecting Zepeda to be this dominant. But then it made sense, right? I mean, Roach is a guy that doesn't throw a lot of punches. He got away with it against Tank Davis because he's another guy that doesn't throw a lot of punches. The Cruz fight was tricky. I thought Cruz won that fight. So in my opinion, Roach had lost that fight, but whatever. You could see it was close. Coming to this fight, I mean, Zepeda just he overwhelmed the guy. I liked Zepeda. He showed a little bit more of head movement. He wasn't as repetitive. As he was against Shakur Stevenson. He was throwing the same two punches. He was hitting Shakur on the gloves. It was weird, but in this fight, he also feinted. So I liked that Zepeda did some changes, and credit to Zepeda. He did what he had to do. He just came in there, and I think he improved a little bit, and that was enough to beat a guy like Roach.
Yeah, it seemed like the way. I mean, I guess it could all go back to, because we're going to bring up Shakur Stevenson later. We have to. Everyone's bringing him up, so we have to address that. But when it comes to Zepeda, I mean, it's interesting. You pretty much know what he's going to do. Now, good luck trying to stop it. And I wouldn't characterize him as a big puncher or as a light puncher. He's just right in there in between. And he mixes up a little bit the speed of his punches. But then you can tell that there's a difference between when he's just trying to bother a guy with the throwaways, and then when he starts launching the real ones, he does sit down on his shots. There were some booming body shots in there. And Lamont Roach's mistake was the first 2.5 rounds, even 3, I would say, were good for Lamont Roach, and you could see, okay, he's making Zepeda think a little bit in there, second guess himself about whether whether he can just jump in there. As soon as Zepeda turned it on another notch, Roach started putting up the gloves and started squaring up a little bit. And that was his mistake, because when Shakur Stevenson fought Lamont Zepeda and had trouble in the first 4 rounds and was getting stunned and all that, all of a sudden he turned the side stance, or the bladed stance as they call it, and that was a big adjustment there that allowed him to relax a little bit, and it gave him a little breathing room. It wasn't easy still against Zepeda. He still cut a lot of punches, but it was the extra edge he needed to sort of keep Zepeda missing a little bit more. Roach never did that. Now Roach, what he should have done, and I know it's easier said than done, he should have fired throwaway shots, as we talked about on Fight Week. And again, it's not impossible to do. Rene Alvarado did it against Zepeda, just firing throwaway shots, keeping him moving. I know, again, that fight was about 3-4 years ago, so maybe Zepeda has improved, because, again, he did make improvements, and nobody really wanted to give him credit for it, but he improved between the first Farmer fight and the second Farmer fight. In the first Farmer fight, he was jabbing in and then pulling back, and as he was pulling back, that's how Farmer caught him. And he did that throughout the night, the pulling back thing. In the second fight, he didn't. He stuck to Farmer for the most part and never again gave him those type of openings or those similar openings. So maybe there's been improvement since the Alvarado fight to this fight, and maybe you want that tactic of firing throwaway shots and keeping him at bay. Maybe that wouldn't have worked either way, but it was still, I was surprised. I thought Lamont Roach was going to give him a tougher fight, and I never fell into the whole thing of, Lamont Roach is a pound for pound or whatever, because some people felt that way because of the Tank Davis fight, but I've always tried to keep things into perspective. Tank Davis is not an A-level fighter, and we've said that before. But for some reason, people put that into their heads, and that maybe that's why a lot of them assumed that Lamont Roach was way better than what he was giving credit for. I just thought that he was good enough to give Zepeda a lot of trouble, maybe even beat him, but nowhere near the fact that, he's going to school him, blah, blah, blah. I think that had to do a lot with the Tank Davis connection there. Frank, curious to hear your thoughts on last night's fight.
Yes, sir. Yeah, a lot to unpack here, a lot of angles, but salute to William Zepeda coming back after a year and dominating Lamont Roach. I mean, he dominated. I seen you had the title outclassed, and this just goes to show how some people really look at boxing, really score it. I was observing social media and other chats, and people and the announcers were really trying to pump up Lamont Roach the first 4 rounds. They were really gassing up. He's, Williams getting hit with that right hand. And, salute to open scoring on this one. Because if you look at Chris Mannix, he had it even after 4. And after William really started stepping it up and the announcers couldn't give it to Roach anymore, he gave it all to Zepeda. They were trying to convince us.
That's a good point.
Rewatch that opening stanza, as they say. And I was in other chats, and people were like, 3-1 Roach. And after the scores, they kind of stopped. And then after that ninth round, they all went silent. It was ghost towns.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Did you guys notice the highlight? We were talking this on the Silver stream, like that. During the highlights, they were showing a lot of only the Roach highlights, basically. I called it the Roach highlights. Like, okay, he would land a punch, 2 punches, and they would just show you those punches. At one point, they repeated, they showed the same punch like 3 times, and it took the whole time, like the whole in between rounds.
Zepeda would be whooping his ass the whole round, and then Roach would catch like one good counter, one sharp counter, and then when the round ended, that's all you would see between the round. They would just replay the same punch over and over from different angles. And you're like, look at the skill being on display here.
Hey, by the way, before we continue, shout out to Mars Decker for his contribution with the super chat. He says, "Saludos to BDA, the home of boxing, mine. 12-0 shutout masterclass performance by the flat-footed Mexican. Zepeda put belt to ass." Well, shout out to Mars Decker right there for his contribution with the super chat, and that's the belt to ass thing. That's what Tim Bradley said. I think that was closer belt to ass than some of the other performances that other people tend to characterize as belt to ass. So shout out to Mars Decker for that contribution. Really appreciate it. And I want to piggyback off of that later, but I want to piggyback off of what you guys said as well about the credit. It is interesting because now some people could say, you guys are making things up or you're making it seem like there's bias. Look, all I'm saying is watch the fight again and don't tell me that these guys are lying about that. They were every time they would show a replay, they were showing that one clean shot, the counter shot from Roach. And
It was
and
crazy,
some people
bro.
say, well, Mora is Mexican. Why would he be biased? If Mora is biased, he's not biased in regards to race. He's biased about styles. He was a light punching slickster.
That's easily answered question. He's a cuck.
Well, but not. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a cuck, which you might be right. But what I'm saying
Or
is,
back to Biscuit curious.
he's more
No, he was
biased.
fully Malinagi type of
Exactly.
shit, yeah.
He's more biased
Yeah, when he
towards
sees
that.
someone shaking their ass, he's like, "That's what I used to do. That's what I like."
Exactly. So if there's any bias, it's most the best argument to accuse him of base of bias is the fact that he tends to shill for the guys that used to fight like he does, or that fight like he used to rather. But yeah, that was weird, and that's an interesting observation there that you guys made about the open scoring. As soon as the open scoring was out, all of a sudden they really changed their tune. Now somebody could say, yeah, well, it's also by the time that Zepeda started dominating, they couldn't ignore it anymore. But I'll say this, man, because I've rewatched that Farmer Zepeda fight a number of times. That was a Golden Boy card in Mexico, and Zepeda's a Golden Boy fighter. They were giving Farmer more credit than Zepeda, at least early on. And first of all, Mora is shilling and saying, "Oh yeah, Farmer has to clinch." Like he support. I mean, anyway, we talked about this after the fight, but he was openly supporting for cheating for Farmer to clinch. And then there's a point where Farmer lands a good left hand, and one of the commentators goes, "Ooh, good left hander from Farmer with the injured arm." So they actually have to characterize the arm as injured. They just have to bring it up.
He gets 2 points for that one.
Exactly.
He's fighting with a
He won the fight.
Well, BDA, this is a challenge to people that listen and watch boxing. One of the comments that I gave when we were going through the fight, I said, it's going to be a challenge between Zepeda's volume and Roach landing the eye-catching shots. And listen to the force for 4 rounds, and that's all Moore was highlighting. Oh, Roach is landing the more eye-catching shots. And I think people really pay attention to that. You heard that, right?
Yeah, that word, eye-catching shots.
They kept repeating that over and over. Roach is landing the more eye-catching shots. And when we watch boxing, people tend to get fooled by that. And that's why I felt William Zepeda had a lot more success against Shakur than they gave him credit for, because this is what these guys do. They sit, lean back, and they pot shot.
Exactly.
But that doesn't win you the round.
But you win the round, right? You throw 2 of those eye-catching shots and, oh, well, this guy won the round, right? No, that's not how it works. There's 3 criteria. We know them, right? And that's how you win rounds, not by just throwing 2 eye-catching shots.
Exactly. I mean, there's always been...
You're on the ropes and you're winning the round because you landed 2 eye-catching shots. That's bullshit.
There's always been that argument all in certain fights when a guy throws more. When it's a close fight and you go, okay, well, do I go with the guy who threw more? And even though he didn't land as much, he still landed some, in the shoulders. Do I count that over the other guy's 3 clean shots? But that was it, just 3 clean shots. Right? So it can become somewhat problematic. It can become a problem in terms of scoring. But in this scenario, it was just weird that the judge, the commentating, the constant. Then by the time it became clear that Zepeda was winning, then all of a sudden the conversation shifted to Shakur Stevenson. And look, there's not much to say about this fight. Zepeda ended up beating Lamont Roach, and we can talk about, oh, well, you got to do this and that when you fight a pressure fighter. With Zepeda, it's going to be very difficult because he is highly conditioned, and he throws those combinations, those body punches wear you down. I will say, however, that, because then Tank Davis got brought up, I do think Tank Davis would probably stop Zepeda. Now, some of you might say, well, I don't know, I think Zepeda beats him. I would say so if he can handle Tank's power. But usually, stylistically, when you're fighting a volume puncher who can't really punch all that much and that he's relying on that volume, you can, if you get the faster hands and the heavier hands, you can beat him up. But usually that's when you back him up, like Shane Mosley versus Antonio Margarito. If you're just trying to look for the best counterpunch and you're still getting lit up, then that could be a problem. And yeah, that's why I'm not... Before I used to think, Tank Davis, from a stylistic standpoint, I think he beats Zepeda. Now I'm not so sure, but I still wouldn't announce a victory for Zepeda just quite yet.
Well,
yes.
If I could just go off for that a little bit, I do think the time would be right for that fight to happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have Davis, it's kind of silly to even bring him up, to be honest.
Exactly.
He was on the run. The U.S. Marshals. He hasn't fought for over a year. He basically pulled a Jermell Charlo when Jermell Charlo had a hard fight with Montiel. He just basically retired off that. That's what we're seeing Gervonta Davis do. I don't know if he's coming back. And as soon as he sets foot in the States, they're going to try to arrest him. So, we're not seeing him this year. That's for sure.
Yeah, the Texas Rangers have a warrant on his ass, so.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's no point in talking about Tank Davis?
No, I really don't see the point, like giving him anything, because it's like, we're not going to see him anytime soon. That's for sure.
It's a great point.
And,
That's a great point.
But with Zepeda, Zepeda had he really impressed me with his footwork. Every time that Lamont Roach, he made Lamont Roach look like a flat-footed roach in there. He couldn't step around him. He couldn't get away from him when he tried to press him. Zepeda took a step back and he'd uppercut him to the gut. He was doing great.
Well, what about that? What about that? Because Lamont Roach, some people are saying, it's a good win. And then I've seen some people on Twitter saying, no, it's not a good win because Roach, his claim to fame is a draw against Tank Davis, a draw against Cesar Cruz, and now he's lost against Zepeda. So people are starting to question whether he was actually any good at all.
Well, that's what we were saying. That's what we were saying before, right? No, the guys that were wanting him to win weren't saying that. Now they're saying that now that he's lost. Now that he suffered a masterclass 12-0 by a flat-footed Mexican that just knows how to come forward and throw punches, right? So now he doesn't look that impressive.
Bro, styles make fights. So let's not downplay Zepeda's W, man. That you're downplaying Zepeda's W.
Not downplaying anything. No, Zepeda looked very impressive, and this is one thing that I think Quentin was saying yesterday on the stream. One thing he did show that was I liked a lot, the variation in his punches. Some were soft, some were hard, some were stiff, some were limp. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
But he got the job done. He was getting the job done.
It's a Sunday show, by the way, if I may remind the people. So do please keep the salty language to an appropriate minimum, police. Don't forget to hit the like.
Yeah, I don't agree with you about Tank. I think he makes Tank quit on a stool.
Well,
PDA, I don't agree with you.
I don't agree with
yes,
you.
yeah, what was that? Like, there was a big...
silent complaint.
You think you're a big man because you disagree with me? No, but you know what, though? I agree with you, Gypsy. I agree with you. I'm not that willing to die on that hill. But like Sober said, we've got a moratorium we got to uphold in regards to Tank Davis. No Tank Davis talk unless it's fight week and unless we're pretty much certain that he's going to be showing up to the fight. Until then, screw him. We don't got time for Tank Davis. The Texas Rangers are on his ass, man.
We got to dress up Zepeda as some kind of like nobody. Like, nobody knows. Give him a mustache or two,
Because he's Mexican, you got to give him a mustache? You got to grease him up or something?
Give him a beard or something. Tell him he's like a newbie. He's like a new Isaac Cruz. Nobody knows about him. You know what I mean?
Well, let's get down
in there and get it drafted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, let's get down to nitty-gritty because, okay, Zepeda ended up outworking and pretty much dominating Roach. I didn't expect to be... if I expected him to win, certainly wasn't that dominantly. I mean, it's just... Yeah, and that's the other thing. A lot of people ended up saying afterwards, well, it's not that surprising because Roach, he always seems to come up short, and maybe now we're seeing why, because he just couldn't dig deep enough or make any adjustments against the guy. And again, you expect Zepeda, you know what he's going to do. Okay, now try to stomp it. Easier said than done. And yeah, for Lamont Roach, that seems to have been the case there. And some people were blaming his father, by the way, saying, he's always coddling his son. He's never telling him the truth. I don't know. Look, Lamont Roach improved a lot since his loss to Jamel Herring back in 2019. You don't improve unless someone's telling you, look, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. So I don't know if it was the father's fault.
Well, I mean, there's nothing he could do, right? Because the way he trains in the gym is probably very lazy. So it's like asking him to go to a gear that he never uses. He doesn't have that gear, right? So he can't go blow for blow with Zepeda. He doesn't have that kind of endurance. He's not built for that.
Exactly. I don't know about him being lazy, but his style is he's a pressure counterpuncher. He'll pressure you. Yeah.
But that's just that's everything with him. I said this about Tank Davis. I even made a video about it. These guys, like, they train to be lazy fighters, right? And then they're in the gym. Even when they do their sparring, they're throwing punches and clinching in their sparring.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And then they're on the bag and they're training lazy. So it says lazy, lazy, lazy. That's why when you see them in the ring, they have to jump in and grab you because they can't handle the intensity. So there's no way that Roach could really. If Roach had crazy power, then yeah, that would have been a difference maker, just like it is for Tank Davis, who's another lazy fighter. But if look, if he fights Zepeda, Tank, and he can't hurt Zepeda, he's gonna lose. There's no doubt about it, right? And we saw last night Zepeda's he didn't get hurt at all. And look, this guy Roach actually hit Tank Davis with some bombs. He could not hurt Zepeda for a second.
Some roach bombs is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, he had those roach bombs. Zepeda had the roach bombs, obviously.
He had the raid, yeah.
He smoked him out of there. He almost smoked him out of that ring.
But you know what's interesting about that is, I heard somebody in the
He just mad. He just mad that he said he's gonna stop him, but he didn't stop him. I said he ain't gonna stop him, right? I said Zepeda's gonna beat him.
No, shut up. If he would have
just
raised
mad.
his intent a slight bit more, he was being cautious. That's what it was. But I always saw him blowing the guy out. Like I said, he can't deal with that kind of intensity. He couldn't.
I mean,
It's
he
too much
wasn't
for
trying
him.
to blow him out, bro. But
Okay, please stop putting emphasis on the blow part, man. Come on.
Look, this is why Shakur became a turtle. He couldn't even deal with that intensity. He became a punching bag. And then people are like, "Oh, he did so good." He's like, "Oh." He's getting punched all over the place.
I understand when Fu does that. Oh, he sounds like Sam Kinison. And by the way, Fu made a
That's
good.
what he's doing. He's like, "Ooh."
Fu made a good point about the work ethic. Some of these dudes, yeah, I think they do a lot of clinching in sparring, so they never actually learn how to fight even while they're tired. They like that Fu TV work ethic because Fu's the one who told me once, plan your work your plan. You know, nobody ever plans to fail; they just fail to plan, and that's what Fu told me, and it's always stuck in my head. Now, I want to give a shout out to everybody.
They're 30 years later.
Bucho, I can hear you, man. What?
You're very low. You're in the distance. Are you okay?
No, I don't know what happened. Okay.
Yeah, you sound very low, man. Your settings probably reset or something.
I got him with the shrink ray.
The shrink ray. I've been hit with the shrink ray a couple of times. Let me tell you, it's no fun.
What part was the shrinking, huh?
Yeah, man. I tell you, man. It's when it's cold. I live in Canada, man. What do you want from me? It's cold.
Testing.
There you go. You're back.
Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze got you.
You're back.
What did you guys think about the Roach statements after the fight? He said, "We thought he was a one-trick pony. He actually used his feet. He was stepping back and not allowing me to get my counter. So I had to switch a couple of things up, but it just didn't succeed. So one-trick pony. So did he underestimate Zepeda?
Sounds like an excuse. He was fighting a flat-foot Mexican, but he thought he was fighting a flat-foot Mexican, but the Mexican made him look like a flat-footed Roach.
Oh,
he couldn't get it.
He's gonna keep saying.
Yeah, he couldn't get away from him. Every time he tried to step away, Zepeda was on his ass. When he tried to step pivot, Zepeda was on that ass with the uppercut to the body. He was doing really well.
Who was the flat-footed Mexican there?
Yeah.
Flat-footed Roach.
Well, I gotta tell you, we gotta pivot on to another. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about the undercard.
Can I say something real quick about?
Absolutely.
We were talking about Roach and Zepeda, and what kind of win was it? I think it was a way better win than Mason's bell. You know, and then they praised Mason. Oh my God, he beat this slick, tall guy, and that guy wasn't I wouldn't say as good as Roach or considered to be.
Yeah.
I think at least it was a better win than that.
On top of that, Frank, that dude Bell was tagging. He was strafing.
Facts.
He was bombing him with little pity pat right hands. Mason's lucky that dude don't have no power. He's lucky he was just a big string being looking ass motherfucker because who had no power, who couldn't hurt him. Because he looked like if he had any power, he would have dropped him at least a couple times. And then on top of that, the referee, it was a weird gift stoppage. The referee kind of helped him out. It wasn't a real stoppage. It was a UK stoppage, so to speak. And if anyone wants to check it out, go to my channel right now. The full fight's up on there.
Whoa, wait a minute. How does that work? Do you have the Odyssey on there as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, we can watch the Odyssey if we want to watch it.
Hey, Muratata is what I want to see with Zepeda, man. That'd be an interesting fight. I never thought
he's moving up to 140 though.
Yeah, no. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Sorry. You already said Muratata to take out another Paisa and Andy Cruz.
Nope.
No, he's coming after Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson.
I don't mind. Keyshawn Davis would be nice too. I would like to see that too. I like Muratata's fights anyhow.
He already had Stevenson duck him. He already had Stevenson duck him. This is crazy how no one talks about this. Top Rank offered him that fight as his last fight with, before his contract ended. They wanted him to fight Murataya. He said no. And he's Mr. I fight anybody. Nobody wants to fight me, or why these guys always ducking me. He never offered a real explanation to why he didn't fight him. And no one ever pressed him up about it. No one ever said, hey, did you duck him? Is that a duck? He just said no to the fight. Now Keyshawn Davis is a duck because he says he wants more money to fight Devin Haney.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. It's also
flat out say no without a reason to not fighting Murataya. What is that?
Reminds me of when they'd offered the fight when Shakur Stevenson was still with Top Rank, and supposedly they'd offered the fight to Navarrete. Navarrete says he accepted everything. They just never heard back from Shakur Stevenson's side. So I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, they don't get hold to that. Guys, don't forget to hit the like. Really helps us out. Now, the conversation then shifted from some people gave on the internet, on Twitter, some people praised Zepeda. Well, I shouldn't say praise. Some people gave Zepeda credit for, wow, this guy's very active. And then immediately shifted to, check this out. This is from Naji. This is from Naji on Twitter, who said, salute to Lamont Roach. He's a warrior and came to fight. He was just outgunned tonight. And then he immediately pivoted to saying that, hold on a second. Let me give you the second
Someone check his piss, right?
No
Someone
cap.
check his glove.
Yeah, exactly. No cap. The volume Zepeda shows is crazy. Lamont is a really good fighter. Shakur's victory is aging like wine. Now, some people are gonna say, yeah, I mean, it's okay to compare fighters. I agree, but this dude just had Shakur Stevenson yesterday on his channel to go back and forth against Bill Haney. So I don't know. I don't know if he felt that they need to. But then again, I don't think that was necessarily the case because Dan Rafael also said it. This performance from Zepeda makes Shakur Stevenson's lopsided win, lopsided by the way, look even better than it was that night last year. Whoa. Then you've got more here. I don't know. It seems like all the bots were activated. Source of boxing: Shakur Stevenson's win over William Zepeda has aged very nicely. Then you got somebody else here. Hold on a second. Somebody else here brought up another video on Twitter. Shakur Stevenson didn't just beat William Zepeda. He made an unstoppable pressure fighter look human. Many expected a war, blah, 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 blah. So then he shows the highlights. Now, I can't show you the highlights, obviously, but if you watch those highlights, he goes from a couple of highlights from round 2, a couple of highlights from round 3, and then he skips all the way to round 10. So I don't know what happened. What happened to the rest of the highlights there? The bulk of
he turned Shakur into a punching bag.
I mean,
man, I thought that fight was a draw. I don't know if nobody won that fight. In my opinion, I think no one won that fight.
Yeah, just the ring general should have won because he gets the benefit always. That's the way the sport is built.
See, now you guys are making me look bad.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ring generalship doesn't matter anymore. It's part of the way you score a fight. The guy's stuck in the ropes. He's losing.
All right, that's not exactly how it works, man. But yeah,
it is. That's the ring generalship. If you push the guy back to the ropes and he barely lands anything and you're beating him up like a punching bag, he doesn't get that.
Look, we've already been through this. We've already been through this. But what I wanted to say was that earlier this week, too, on top of that, hopefully people can see it here. Okay, yeah. Earlier this week, too, somebody had posted the clips of Shakur Stevenson against Zepeda. And Shakur Stevenson put in quotation marks, he gonna run. All he do is run. So he was trying to prop himself up. And then just to show you that we're not crazy here, because well, hold on, let me just put the one here. I told you, motherfuckers, you were gonna do this to prove a point. And this guy is telling this to Shakur Stevenson. I told guys that you were gonna do this to prove a point. I believe you played with him purposely and could have easily smoked him 12-0, but you wanted to prove something right quick. People don't believe me when I tell you this. There's people out there who really believe that Stevenson chose to stand in the pocket against Zepeda, and that if he wanted to, he could have made it 12-0, but that somehow this dude decided to make it harder to prove a point. This is how hypnotized some people are about Stevenson's abilities. Look, he's very good, but
he could have knocked him out in the first round if he really put on the
Yeah, exactly.
He could have took him out in that first round.
Why?
I mean, look, they had to take it easy on him.
They're acting as if Shakur Stevenson was in complete control in that fight. He was comfortable in a way. He wasn't, because after the fight, he said that he would never fight like that again.
Exactly.
Remember that? He didn't like it. He was suffering basically. So I don't know what people are talking about.
And he meant it, Bucho. He's not trying to fight like that ever again. You see him there trying to put down with Ryo, and he's like, nah, I'm not fighting Ryo. Or maybe he wants to throw at 135. Now that he said that he'll move up to that he has to move to 140, but he wants Devin Haney at 144. Right? He won't meet him at 147, which is crazy to hear him say these kind of things on Twitter, because it just shows how dumb he is. He doesn't even know the company he works for, how they operate. They don't do any of those in between classes. They don't do super middleweights. They don't do junior welterweights. They don't do that. They don't do any of the in between weights. So him saying, maybe they'll meet me at 140. No, there is no 140. No. There's lightweight, then there's welterweight.
If he really wanted it, he would have just put brass knuckles on underneath those gloves, and he would have knocked him out in the very first round.
Exactly. I mean, it was
But
like
he
in the chat, somebody's saying, hold on a second. Who said that? I'm saying that. Casamigo says if Shakur wanted to, he would have a 100% KO ratio. Yeah, exactly. That's the way some people want to paint it. Then I got more tweets here. Hold on a second. Adam's boxing replies. Guy says you're good. Okay, I'm gonna get to that one. Then Clarissa Shields had to chime in. You know, she's the female Shakur Stevenson. She's part of that inner circle.
Are they gonna get married and have kids or what?
I mean, I don't know, man. Well, actually, yeah, I got a comment that addresses that. She came out of the woodwork, said, "Hear me out!" Exclamation point. Zepeda is solid. Another exclamation point. Shakur deserve more credit. He neutralized every attack by Zepeda. He's literally a machine. First of all, he didn't neutralize. Again, it seems to me as if people didn't even really watch the fight. He neutralized everything. He's a machine. And then somebody said, this dude who he doesn't like Stevenson though, but nevertheless, whether he likes him or dislikes him, don't tell me this probably ain't true. He says, hear me out though. Edwin de los Santos is solid. Rayo deserves more credit. He neutralized every attack by Edwin de los Santos and stopped him while Shakur couldn't. He's literally a machine. And then people started giving him praise for saying, exactly, why are these guys, or Giles in this case, just glassing up Stevenson? I mean, look, I understand giving Stevenson credit because that's what you do in boxing. You compare performances and you say, hey, this guy did that better. But I'm going to show you why that's fine. But then they go overboard with the whole, he 12-0 Zepeda. He could have made it way easier if he wanted to, but he chose to stand and trade. Now you're bordering into not only just maybe delusion, but just you're speculating about something you can't really prove. And then somebody said this about Clarissa Shields. Somebody said, that bitch want to fuck Shakur. His wife better watch that. His wife better watch that. I mean, she wants to. I'm telling you, Twitter is fucking. These people are shameless, man. And
oh yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious.
You think so?
That's projection, right?
Oh yeah.
They're saying that about Shakur.
You think Shakur Stevenson maybe has a mommy fetish, and that's what he goes to with Clarissa Shields? Like he makes Clarissa Shields like slap him in the balls or something.
Same age as him, isn't
he? Lady boy fetish, and that's why.
Does Clarissa Shields have a gap teeth in between? Like,
she's like the same age as him. She's just more manly.
I think there might be related gap tooth, and all.
Here's more fantasy here for you guys. Here's more fantasy tweets. Here are more fantasy tweets. Man, I don't care what y'all say. Shakur the best boxer in the game right now, and it's not even close. As if there's not a guy named Inoue and or another guy named Usyk there, or even a Bam Rodriguez. Bro shut down Zepeda. Bro shut down Zepeda 11-1.
No, Jesus.
I mean, I'm telling you, there's people now.
These people cannot score a fight. They don't.
And then people are gonna say,
I had Zepeda winning the first 6 rounds in that fight. Shakur was doing nothing.
All right, see, now we got to get the food, the extreme, the other side of the extreme there. But and then somebody,
I mean, being up on the ropes and getting beat up, I don't think that's winning rounds.
All right.
He's winning.
And then
come on.
Here's another one. Somebody says he was never rocked. He's because somebody said, yeah, he was rocked. That's domination for you. Saying that sarcastically. And then a guy said he was never rocked. He slipped. No way we're having this discussion this far from the fight still. So. Now he's complaining about people bringing up the fight. These people brought up the fight, so now we can't comment on it. Then somebody.
His daughter said he almost got knocked out. His own daughter. He almost got knocked out.
I mean, I didn't see a banana peel over there, so I don't know about slipping.
I mean, you get hit and you get. Yeah, you get hit.
He slipped after he got punched in the face. So yeah, he did slip.
I mean,
he pumped a jab right into his jaw, and then he fell into the ropes.
Look, maybe it's like the
reaction.
It's like the Valdez knockdown.
Reaction, bro.
It's like Stevenson's knockdown over Valdez. Okay, he didn't really hurt him, but hey, he hit him. The guy was off balance. He dropped him. Okay, that's a knockdown. This dude got hit. He fell on the ropes.
He wasn't off balance. He was held up by the ropes already, and then ate a jab to the face and fell back.
Exactly.
Did you see his reaction to that punch, though? It's like he got stiff in the air and then just got back to normal.
Exactly.
He fell over. He fell over. He chin checked him. He stepped in with it.
Now, some people finally did come up and started, because I didn't see these reactions, by the way, after the Zepeda-Stevenson fight, but now all of a sudden people are coming out of the woodwork with this. Somebody said not only was it not 11-1, but Shakur tried to go toe-to-toe with him and got rocked and wobbled for the first time in his career. Then he went back to his classic safety style first. Then somebody said, bro just won last night and y'all can't let him enjoy it. Man, chill out with all the hate. Go touch some grass. Somebody else says Shakur is all wind and smokes and mirrors. I'm sorry, but I've never seen what they say about him being so good. He's extremely limited offensively, blah, blah, blah. Now, you got to keep in mind something here. Even though I agree with what some of these people are saying in regards to Zepeda not getting enough credit, you got to keep in mind, too, a lot of these people are Devin Haney fans, I would suspect, or Tank Davis fans. Because, again, I didn't see any of these people saying this immediately after the Zepeda-Stevenson fight. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just didn't see them or something.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
I don't know. I would assume, I would be skeptical about some of these persons' motives. Now, what else do we have here? Okay, so then Shakur Stevenson had to come on board, and he had a couple of things to say on Twitter about his performance and how I told y'all. So he had to say, okay, now can we have a real conversation, or does y'all hate for me run so deep that y'all can't be real? I'm a bad motherfucker when it comes to this boxing shit. So again, very a lot of a pun out there. So here are people's replies.
Bitch, that's what he is.
So here are people's replies to that. This has yet to be proven. Most of you new age boxers don't fight the best, so we have 3 to 5 champions in one weight class claiming they are the best, but no one fights. Kind of. Now, not only that, I would say that some of these guys only fight twice a year. If they were fighting 4 or 5 times a year, I suspect we wouldn't be having this many undefeated guys around. Somebody says, man, you just ducked Devin, and then you try to swing back around like you wanted the fight. I don't like the fact that he said swing back. Anyway, you'll fight Conor at 147, 154, but not Devin. Just shut the up. Somebody says, Tank did more damage on Lamont than what I just watched. You're an even better on social media. You're a duck. So some people are saying that he's a bad man on Twitter, not in the ring. Somebody says, you're still boring. Sure, it's a casual opinion, but at the end of the day, that's the one that matters. Somebody says, like a bitch. Like a fat calling herself bad. Somebody said, yeah, that's a good point, man. And then there was another tweet. I forget to say, man, I don't think I have it here. Somebody said, stop swallowing. When you stop swallowing your loads, go fight. Go fight them. So,
PD, have you seen Shannon Sharp calling him boring, and he just had a chimp out moment?
No, wait a minute. That's
he couldn't
bad.
really handle it. Yeah, he couldn't really handle it. He just started to say all kinds of shit. Oh, you don't know the boxing. You're stupid. You're an idiot. You're ignorant, and all this comes to Shannon Sharp. And it's like, no, man. I don't think your boxing is bad. I just don't find it. I just think it's boring. To me, it's boring and all this kind of stuff, and you just couldn't handle it, bro. And I think you're just ignorant. I think you just kept fucking saying the same shit.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so, man. Somebody says, you barely survived Zepeda. It was a close fight. He says, dude, you didn't even Zepeda like you think you did, my boy. So there you go. Now people are calling him out saying, okay, let's not make it out to be like you.
Yeah, now they're doing it, but immediately after the Zepeda fight, the Shakur Zepeda fight, they weren't saying this, but we know why they're doing this because, like you said, there's like the Tank Davis, the Haney fans are coming out now to shit on Shakur. But listen, when it comes to Shakur, if you go watch the Shakur Zepeda fight again, Zepeda looks smaller.
You think so?
So, oh yeah. I know it. I was just looking at the fucking fight right now, and if these people actually believe that Shakur Stevenson completely dominated Zepeda, and that means that Shakur is on another level, right? And then he beat Teofimo Lopez, right? A shout out according to these people as well. So why can't this legend move up to fight Devin Haney?
Okay, well, can we get to that? We're gonna get to that. Can we hold on? Let me just a couple of more things, and then we'll touch on that because that's the big.
Okay, more emails, more.
No more Twitters. No more tweets. But because you're talking about the Zepeda fight, right? Somebody pointed out, hey, if you look at punch stats, and again, punch stats, you gotta take them with a grain of salt. They don't tell you necessarily who won the fight, or even if the numbers are 100% correct, but they do give you an indication. If you watch the fight and then you can see the numbers, then you can come to a determination of, okay, the numbers sound kind of dodgy or they're right on the money, right? Somebody said on Twitter, hey, Zepeda landed more shots on Stevenson than he did on Lamont Roach. And I said, really? So I checked it out. Zepeda landed 218 shots according to CompuBox on Roach last night. And according to CompuBox, he landed 272 on Shakur Stevenson. Now, he did throw more against Shakur Stevenson, but then that makes you wonder, wait a minute, Shakur Stevenson was making him miss more supposedly and controlling him. That would mean that the guy, that Zepeda, should be throwing less. How come he's throwing less against a less mobile target in Roach, but more against a supposedly more slippery Stevenson. And then people start. I remember when we pointed that out, that hey, this dude landed 272 shots on Stevenson. They said, yeah, well, but that's because Zepeda throws a lot. And I'm thinking, okay, so what? He still landed. This is a slow.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
It's a flat-footed Mexican with slow hands, according to everybody, and yet he managed to land 270 shots on Stevenson. And that's as if I say, if somebody tells me, hey, Stevenson beat Zepeda, and I go, yeah, but that's only because he's got quicker hands and reflexes. Okay, well, that's what you have. Those are the weapons you have. You do what you use what you got, what God gave you to win this fight. So, and then people try to point out, yeah, but Stevenson still outlanded him. The point is, 270 shots landed for Zepeda, 295 landed for Stevenson. These are the same type of numbers that we saw between Nakatani and Hernandez. And everybody said, some people said after the fight, oh, Nakatani was overrated. This is the difference between guys like him and Stevenson. But those were the same numbers, by the way, very similar numbers between Hernandez and Nakatani and Zepeda Stevenson. But just one guy gets shit on, Nakatani, even though he won, he gets crapped on because he got hit a lot. But Zepeda, Stevenson, he gets credit because he chose to fight that way. If he didn't want to, he would have made it easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the double standard?
Well, it's one of those moments where, like, guys, we got to stop playing around. What he did, it's out of this world. He's a pound-for-pound fight. Stone toughness that we've never seen. There's people saying on Twitter, we can never question him after this. He's like, what?
But what means more? We're talking about these things that you ruin a guy and he's never the same. Because that's what people like to say. Oh, Bud ruins people, or I don't know where that started, or oh, look how great my opponent really was. I'd rather ruin somebody.
Exactly.
Everybody gets better after they fight.
But yeah, he's like an upgrade. He's like a PC upgrade, man. You just hit that link or to fight Stevenson, and boom, you get upgraded. But yeah, so that's the thing there that people keep giving. And somebody, look at this. Somebody said that. So this is the tweet that I found where somebody pointed that out. He said, Zepeda landed more on Shakur than he did on Roach. And people are, there's no way. See, immediately they can't believe it. Lies, somebody's. Look at this guy.
Yeah, because you know why? Because he was whooping Roach's ass, and they don't.
They're trying to make Tank look good and all that kind of stuff, but it's not working out. I'm sorry, it's not working out, bro. Tank styles make fights. Tank style with a low ass output, even lower output than Roach throws. I do believe Tank beat Roach because the style makes fights again, but just by a point. But against Zepeda, Tank will get stopped. Not because he will get knocked out, it's because he'll quit on a stool.
Quit. Yeah, I can agree with that because you see what Leo Santa Cruz was doing to him. He was overwhelming him with shots. He was piecing him up. And Zepeda is, similar in the sense that he likes to throw a lot of punches, but he's a lot better than Leo Santa Cruz. And he's bigger than him.
And I think he hits harder too.
And then you see, and he punches harder. He's just a better version of him, like just a supreme version of Leo Santa Cruz. And Gervonta Davis, we're bringing him up, right? He's not gonna fight anytime soon, y'all. But yeah, the time off and already looking bad in his last fight. Yeah, I wouldn't favor him.
And by the way, again, I just want to reiterate, my problem is not that they bring up Shakur Stevenson vis-a-vis Zepeda Roach, because that's what we do again as boxing fans. We compare and contrast fights and with the symmetry synergy that goes on with these guys. That's fine. But when people start trying to rewrite history, like he smoked them 12-0, and then that whole fantasy land of if he wanted to, he could have 12-0 Zepeda. He could have knocked him out if he wanted to. It's like, why don't you just say that he doesn't have to show up in the ring? He just can just telepathically beat Zepeda up from his couch, and that we just leave it at that. You think the guy's Superman or Professor Xavier. We're going to get to the whole Stevenson versus Devin Haney, the point that Butcher brought up, because that is an excellent point. But I just want to say, too, that so Stevenson had a bit of a wild night on Twitter there. Showbiz came on the scene, and he goes, because Shakur Stevenson was saying, if the fight, talking about the Haney fight, was made tomorrow, he would be one of the most invested in it. Oh, okay, excuse me, because Showbiz said something along the lines of, I'm tired of these guys talking, just make the fight already. So Shakur Stevenson replied to him saying, if the fight was made tomorrow, you would be one of the most invested in it with 1,000 ways of how the fight is going to go, LOL. And then Showbiz replied, brother, then put the fight on. But all that Twitter talking is played, bro, seriously. To the point where, by the way, I don't have the tweet, but Showbiz even said, stop, the war room is not pro circle jerk. or something along those lines. So he's making a stand, man. Showbiz does not do circle jerks.
Oh, he's done. He's done sucking off the boxers. Oh, good for him.
Ah, come
wow,
on.
he's found a backbone. That's crazy. He must have reached behind those big ass eyeballs.
Well,
But also-
Because
what's
Shakur's
happening?
with Zuf, but because Shakur's with Zuffa also, and Showjiz represents the zone.
Oh, that's
now,
See, Frank's
he's
got all
going
the angles,
out,
man.
Right now, he's like, "Yo, fuck you! I never liked you."
Wait, I don't think I've ever heard the guy Chris, by the way. Not that not that I watch his social, but when
You'll be laughing. I never liked you.
he's got makeup on. No, but yeah, it's interesting though. That's a great point there, Frank, because he's sponsored. He's working with the Zone now. He's on the DAZN channel.
Or he could also. Yeah, go ahead.
Here goes one of these tweets from one of these MMA YouTubers, right? Like a small one. But his word gets around. Man, I don't care what y'all say. Shakur's the best boxer in the game. And it's not gonna be close. All caps. Bro shut down Zepeda 11 rounds to 1.
No.
Yeah, I showed that one earlier. Yeah, that's the one I showed.
Okay.
That was him.
Yeah, that was him.
I wonder what that. I wonder what that one was. Was that the one that he got hurt? Is that the one
probably.
that won? The one, bro. He was getting outclassed for the first 6 rounds. He couldn't do much or anything, and then he started to pick up when.
I apologize.
No, you don't get to apologize.
He started getting tired. Then he was in the middle of the race. He wasn't doing that well.
Sobers is apologizing because he just. I mean, you probably were doing something else, but now he's making it sound like I abuse these people or something. Like I abuse the fans. Like, no, BDA, please. I'm sorry. Don't lock me in the closet. Like, wow, what am I doing, man? What the fuck did I do?
Don't take me to the Versace temple, please.
Not again.
Not again. Wait a minute.
He touches me. This guy, what's his name? Mr. Versace.
The guy with the Fandora hat's waiting for you inside that closet.
Hey, by the way, so a couple more tweets and then we're done with this. So Shakur Stevenson said if the fight was made tomorrow, he would be one of the most invested in it, talking about Showbiz. And then people started posting videos saying, Biz is not lying though. All this talking on X and this fight's not happening, it's BS. Then another says, it ain't over it. I ain't over it, but it would be one of the most gassed up fights in boxing. Okay, then another guy goes, you mean he would be doing his job? Somebody says, shut the up and quit running scared from Devin and fight him at 147. Another one says, sounds like you'd write a whole novel before the first punch lands. So anyway, yeah. And this is the one I want to show you. People start, every time I see Stevenson posting on Twitter, people start spamming these AI images. See this? I don't know if you can, how close you can see them, but it's, supposedly Debo.
He's scared. He's
like a fat bitch calling herself bad.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good one. And my favorite was when somebody said, when you're done swallowing your loads, go up and fight. That's swallowing your load. It's true, because that's what he's doing. He's gassing himself up like his friend Crawford and Clarissa Shields.
I think the public opinion now, it's like they are all against Shakur Stevenson at this point, and that's why Showbiz can't even defend Shakur Stevenson.
Well, I mean, Showbiz doesn't really.
It's reached that point,
Is he that type of guy though? That he'll.
I mean, we can call him Sugar Stevenson from now on. I mean, he earned it.
The bitch.
Sugar Stevenson.
All right, now before we get to continue on with the Haney, Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis.
Sugar as in gay, not sugar as in like sugar back in the day that was like solid. Sugar as in like he's homo.
Yeah, before we get to this whole thing, I just wanted to say about the undercard, Raymond Murataya, or Muratata, as Gypsy likes to call him. Muratata ends up outboxing Conceição by scores of 118-110 and 2 scorecards of 117-111. He improves to 25-0 with 17 knockouts. Also, Charles Conwell improves to 22-1 with 17 knockouts. Who the fuck keeps sniffing? 22-1 with 17 knockouts after stopping Paul Kroll in the 9th round. Now, interestingly enough, Conwell, he's the one that lost to Perez, who then lost to Zayas, who then lost to Ennis. And Conwell can crack, man, let me tell you. But even though he can crack, it seems as if he's not the only one with a little crack in the works, because I'm watching the fight, and they show the corner there of Conwell as he's fighting Paul Kroll, I think that was his name. Hold on a second. And they show this. They show the Conwell in his cornerman, his trained. Look at that. Hold on a second. Look at that. I mean, Conwell's not the only one who can crack.
Plumber's crack. I thought it was called plumber's crack.
Frank, if you're because the trainer looks like he at least got to be 40. If you're a 40-year-old man, shouldn't you be pulling your pants up? Stop with the sagging pants and all that.
Haven't anybody ever told them that crack kills?
Exactly.
You know what I blame that on? They don't have no belt. That's what I blame it on.
I think that's what I don't know if he's wearing sweatpants or something. I couldn't really tell, but that's his underwear, by the way. What you see there, I don't know if you guys can see, but the pants.
I don't want to see that, bro.
I want to zoom in, man.
This is the casualties of not having a belt, man. He's not a champion.
You know, some people are just slobs. There are people that are just slobs in life. He's a slob.
It's like he's asking for a belt to ass right now.
He's staying on his pants like Devin Haney.
He's asking for a belt to ass right now. I mean, we got to bring Crawford over so you can give him a belt to ass.
There you go, man. There you go. So anyway, Charles Cohn will improve to 22-1 by stopping Paul Kroll in the 9th round. Meanwhile, Raul Courier also on that undercard. Horrible snooze fest. Majority decision, 10 rounds against Quinn Randall. I mean, I know Quinn Randall's a good test for these youngins and all that, but please don't put him on TV anymore. He'll just turn every fight into a snooze fest, and we're done with that. We're done with that. Don't forget to hit the like, fellas. Hit the like. Subscribe if you had to do so already. Really helps us out. And so you guys saw we talked about this, by the way, on Frank's channel, by the way, on Friday. Was it Friday, Frank?
Yeah,
when
Friday.
you did the show. Yeah, go check that show out. We talked. Frank gave us some great insight into the whole Keyshawn Davis rejecting that $3 million offer from Haney, and then rejecting. They went to purse bid, and he was supposed to receive 2-point-something mil for it, and he said no. Allegedly, he said he declined, and there's now rumors that he's trying to negotiate with the Haneys, do it another way. But why would the Haneys approve of that when they got the high ground in the realm of public opinion, and everyone else thinks that Keyshawn's the one that really dug? Be that as it may,
is it possible that they might have lowballed him?
It's possible. We're going to talk about that. But anyway, Frank was giving some great insight. Hopefully he repeats or adds some new insight, because there have been some new developments. And so this is what Bill Haney had to say to what's his boxing scene, okay? Because again, you got to give it to Bill Haney. He knows how to play the PR game. The usually verbose Bill Haney is gutted today, the article says, because he says, I got it in the worst way, he said, because everything about me and what we've done has been strategic, systematic, calculated, and all for the people and the culture. There you go. So he says that he's gutted because he couldn't give the culture the fight that they wanted. I don't exactly understand what the hell he's talking about when he's talking about the culture, but he just keeps going with that. And then he keeps saying, we were negotiating with the team for a fight with Stevenson that would determine who's number one pound for pound on everyone's list. Make no mistake about it. Devin is pound for pound number one on my list and on a lot of people's. I don't really know anybody serious who has it number one, by the way. I mean, how can you be number one when you lost to Garcia, you had to massage and assuage certain people to reverse the result, you put on a snooze fest against Jose Ramirez, and then you beat Brian Norman Jr., who even his son said, Devin Haney said, I don't even know any of the guys he beat. So all of a sudden, now because of that, he's supposed to be pound for pound number one. Anyway, Bill Haney continued, the one list that is considered pound for pound gospel has Devin and Shakur on it, and we could have that fight to justify who is the best undeniably. Now here's the problem, guys. Brian Norman Jr. is the WBO mandatory, and that's the strap, that's the cum rag that Devin Haney has, the WBO one. So he would have to fight Norman again. Now Haney has a little bit of a PR win here because Keyshawn Davis rejected the fight, but now what? Do you think the zone's going to be happy with the fact that they aligned themselves with Devin Haney and gave him an exclusive contract, and now they're going to have to put on a Norman rematch? Would Devin Haney even want to do that? I don't know. And then, check this out. Bill Haney ends up, he just doesn't coordinate with his son or something. I don't know, because then he said, I'm the one who said no to the catch weight, referring to Shakur Stevenson's demand of 144-pound catch weight. Stevenson and his team said, drop the WBO belt. And I said, no, we'll drop our nuts and defend the belt. Woo-hoo. So there you go. He's admitting that Haney said, yeah, we'll do it at 144. And then Bill came on and said, no, you ain't doing 144. So which one is it? Why don't you? If you're not serious then that Haney can beat this guy at a catch weight? And by the way, not that I'm agreeing with Shakur Stevenson that they should need a catch weight, because again, Shakur Stevenson is the one that put his own foot in his own mouth by saying multiple times, it ain't about the size, it's about the skills, blah, blah, blah. So now, I mean, I don't know, guys. Who do you think is in the wrong here in this whole mess?
That's easy. Stevenson, man. For me, that's pretty easy. Stevenson is the best pound for pound fighter in the world, according to some, right?
Right.
Then fighting Devin Haney at 447 pounds, when you're the best fighter in the world, that shouldn't be a problem. That's the way it goes. You want to become a champion at welterweight, you fight the guy at the weight limit and whatever he comes in. What this is exposing is that neither of these guys are willing to fight each other if they cannot be the A side.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't have every single advantage in the fight. And if they don't get that, they're not going to have the fight. Look what just happened with Keyshawn Davis. That's the most money he's been offered throughout his whole career. If you were really confident in yourself, you take that fight. And let's say you beat Devin Haney and you beat him in impressive fashion, then suddenly, the next payday, it's much bigger. On top of that, you just got a big payday, the biggest payday of your career. So, you know what? I think that Bill Haney understood to call their bluff. And I think he knew all along that they would drop out. Keyshawn Davis would drop out.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
And by the way, that's the other thing recognize, because you've brought up Jay Prince a lot. Jay Prince manages Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis, and a lot of people are saying he dropped the ball in this one. He dropped the ball.
Well, I believe that if Jay Prince wanted Keyshawn to take the fight for the money that was offered, he would have taken it, because that has to do with Jay Prince and how he gets paid. Right. I believe that he told him to drop out because it was just a bluff from the beginning. They're not interested in a fight like that unless they're pretty even when it comes to politics outside the ring. Definitely not in a situation where Devin Haney is the A side over Keyshawn Davis. What has Keyshawn Davis done? Yeah, he's done absolutely nothing.
Baranchik.
Right, old man Baranchik, right? He took a guaranteed payday of $400,000, and plus he got incentives. He made close to $1 million, bro. With a one-shot deal, he was going to get $2.5 million to fight Devin Haney, and that's guaranteed. That's up front. The guy called his bluff. I know I don't like Devin Haney personally. I don't like Bill Haney. Called his bluff, and he knew he would drop out. He dropped out.
It's Jay Prince, man. I think Jay Prince, they said no.
All right. Well, these are like Twitter rumors, right? But I heard that Jay Prince gets more than other managers do.
Right.
He gets 35%
Jeez.
of Keyshawn Davis's purses, and he probably is the one that advised him to not take that fight off that pay because he wants more money off it. So maybe it's a situation where he's like, all right, well, if this fight has to happen, like Recognize was saying, he wants more. They want more push and negotiations. They want a bigger cut of the fight, the purse, because Jay Prince wants more money off it. Like, if I'm going to risk this full, I need more than what you're trying to give me right now. Because a 75-25 split, that's normal for a champion and a challenger. For Keyshawn Davis to say, I deserve more, it's him speaking out of turn, and you're being ridiculous. This is normal. You're nobody. You're coming up and wait to see a champion. You don't have a belt. This is normal. Yep. When you're the champion, then you get the 75. The same thing that happened with Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. They told him, they gave him the same deal. They gave him the standard. And he's like, no, I'm worth more. They try to give him 70-30. And what Steven said, I'm worth more. No, you're not.
Or is this a walkaway thing? Is this a walkaway type of dealing? Like, oh, you give me $3 million, that's not enough. But
they honestly, they are making Devin Haney look like Debo right now. He already did this to Shakur Stevenson,
right?
And now he's doing this to Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck. Haney's looking like a boogeyman.
Like they're scared of him.
Can I add one more thing? I look at it as when you're dealing with boxing, business, politics, and shit like that. What if Devin Haney? What if they would accept the Devin Haney offer? Right, they would have took the fight, and Devin Haney beats him, and he beats him in pretty impressive fashion. Let's say he wins a comfortable decision. God forbid he stops him or drops him and wins the decision. Then when it comes to negotiating with the Shakur fight, now there's even a bigger problem. Okay, now that doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, but they think outside of the fantasy world. They say, look, this could happen. Okay, and I'm not willing to take that risk because a fight with you and Devin Haney later on in the future could be big money, and that can also add to his resume. He beat your boy Keyshawn Davis. Okay,
What if it's the opposite? What if Keyshawn beats him up and then the big money fight is gone with Haney and Shakur?
Well,
That's also
another
a thing as well.
That could be another thing too, right? That could be. The point is this: that when it came to put up or shut up, he shut up. They shut up.
For
They
sure.
pulled out.
For sure. I think it's Jay Prince, man. I think he probably wants more money.
Whether it was Jay Prince or not, first of all, we're speculating, right?
We're speculating, yeah.
Jay Prince or not, it still looks like Keyshawn Davis turned down the fight.
And you know what else about that? Yeah,
for sure.
Just touching on, because again, like Greg and I said, that's a great disclaimer. We're speculating. None of us know exactly what happened behind the scenes, but I would venture to say Jay Prince had a lot to do with this fight. First of all, the Haney's, from a PR's perspective, public relations, they really just ran circles around Davis, and to a certain extent Stevenson. They're really good at bamboozling people and letting them think that, oh yeah, we want all the smoke. Meanwhile, in the last episode, I outlined all the ways in which the Haney's only take selective risks. But anyway, the reason why I do think maybe this has Jay Prince's fingerprints all over it is because, first of all, Jay Prince, I think, might have dropped the ball and wasn't as invested in pointing a strategy, maybe because he was too busy going at it with Charleston White on social media. I think he should get back to business and focus on his fighters. That's number one. Number two, when I started seeing Shakur Stevenson talk about the catch weight again, I said, okay, either he turned into a scaredy cat after all that talk about I'm the best and it ain't about the weight, it's about the scales, blah, blah, blah. Or it had something to do with Jay Prince as well, because as we were talking, I was talking with Frank on his show. Jay Prince is the same guy who said on the, on the Joe Rogan podcast, Jay Prince was on it. He said when he was managing Floyd Mayweather back in the 2000s, they were going to fight Diego Corrales. Corrales couldn't make 130 anymore. He wanted at 135. But Jay Prince stood firm and said, no. You're having trouble making weight? Fantastic. Let's train you and keep the fight at 130. Yep. So that, it seems like that whole thing of weight making, that's right down Jay Prince's alley. Now, of course, that's a common tactic too. He's not the only one who's made it. So maybe it came from somewhere else. But it is quite coincidental that Shakur was talking about a couple of years ago, weight ain't nothing but a number, blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden it's a deal breaker. I don't know, man.
If you remember, Devin Haney in his fight with Ryan Garcia when he was trying to make weight at 140, and Ryan didn't make it. You could see that Shakur, Devin was struggling. He was very dry looking, and kind of sunk in, trying to make the weight. They understand that. They know Devin Haney balloons up to 180 pounds. Mm-hmm. Just fucking massive for a welterweight. So why not cut a couple of more pounds off so that way, if the fight goes late, which it is, obviously the fight's going to go late, Shakur couldn't knock out a dead man. Like, that's just my opinion. He can't do it. That could play a little toll on him, and you can steal the fight. It's all about negotiating outside of the ring so you can have the best advantages inside the ring. Well, that's fine for them. As a boxing fan, I don't care about that. I don't consider that pound for pound status. I don't consider that a warrior. I consider that a guy trying to beat you. He doesn't want to beat you at your best. He wants to beat you at his best, and you a bit compromised.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
I cannot respect that.
But guys, what about that then? Because Bucho made that point a couple of minutes ago when he said, we were talking about showing all the tweets from Shakur Stevenson saying, I'm this. By the way, I didn't save this one, but there was one last night where he said, I'm him. I'm not kidding. He actually said that, I'm him. Okay, then fight Devin Haney at 147. What's wrong with that? I understand this is business, and I understand you don't want to concede too much in negotiations. It's the same thing with.
I think there was a
Yeah.
I think there's a misspelling. It's not him, her. It's her.
Yes,
It's
him,
not,
her, yeah.
her.
No, but guys, what do you think
I'm
about
her.
that then?
That's
Yeah,
what he's gotta say.
he's talking about,
Shakur.
look at what I did to Zepeda, blah blah blah. Okay, fight, because and that's the other thing though. It's not like Shakur Stevenson said this little guy. You know, the way Shakur Stevenson in the last couple of years, in the last couple of months, started talking about himself, you would think he looks like this. Look at that. This is how he's trying to portray himself. I'm just a little guy, guys. He. Just a little guy, just a young up and coming featherweight.
You said why won't he, Mr. BDA? You said why won't he?
I'm asking the rhetorical question. If he's him, as he claims, then just fight Haney at 147. It's not like he's a little guy. It's not like Shakur Stevenson is this.
Well, My first answer is
say Fantasy Island.
Hold on.
When people tell you who they are, believe them. And he already said it. People miss the fact that when he was on his rants, he said, "I don't give a shit." Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but I can make millions fighting anybody. So he doesn't need to.
Gypsy,
there's no pressure on him.
Gypsy, you keep interrupting, man.
Oh, sure, my bad. Go ahead.
And there's no pressure on him. Floyd Mayweather was forced to fight Manny Pacquiao. I don't think people remember that. The CEO of CBS had to basically make that fight happen.
Yeah, Les Moonves.
These guys won't do it. There's a protection plan in place, and we're seeing it in 4K. And when people wake up, then you can start to knock them. But we're seeing it on full display. So he's told you he doesn't need to because he can make a bag with anybody.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point, man. He said it himself. I don't care. So actions speak louder than words. Look, Devin Haney does rehydrate up to 165, and I understand that's a problem. But again, it's not like Shakur Stevenson is this little guy either. He's not exactly a 5'5", 126 pounder. So and all this boistering on Twitter is like, I'm him. It ain't about the weight. Look at what I did to Zepeda and look what he did to Roach. Okay, then fight him already. Now
First of all, he didn't do nothing to Zepeda. he did absolutely nothing against Zepeda, but that's cool. Okay, all he did was, survive and got the win on the scorecard. That's
well, he outboxed Zepeda. Let's not get it twisted. But yeah, go ahead.
Look, it's an opinion. Me, he didn't even outbox him.
Whoa!
Zepeda got his cardio in for the day. He had his punching bag.
Hold on, let me just say this real quick. He got the win. I respect it. It's a win. My opinion, he didn't do much in that fight, right? He didn't really, separate himself from Zepeda. The way Zepeda separated himself from Roach.
Right.
Okay, that was a belt to ass kind of victory. Anyway, be that as it may, Shakur, you are, according to you and your delusional fan base, you are the best fighter out there. That shouldn't be a problem. Devin Haney should not be a problem, even if he goes up to 165 and you don't. You should be able, with your fantastic skills, like they say, you should be able to weather that storm. In fact, you said that you would have beat Manny Pacquiao. Well, Manny Pacquiao was fighting guys 10, 15, and even 20 pounds heavier than him come fight night in the ring and still won those fights.
And stopped a bunch of guys.
Yeah. And why don't you display what you claim to be and what your delusional fans claim you are? Let's see it.
That's a great point, man. Again, first of all, that you made a great point. Bradley said after the Zepeda Roach fight, he said that was belt to ass. I remember Stevenson saying he was going to put belt to ass on Zepeda. And a lot of people, I remember people in the chat were saying that here, like, it's going to be a beatdown, it's going to be a this and that. And then after the fight, it wasn't a beatdown. So why did people switch to, Stevenson made it look easy because he made it look hard because he wanted it to be hard. It's like, what?
Right.
He made it.
They said it was going to be like Arturo Gatti versus Floyd. This is what I kept hearing over and over again.
Right.
Yeah, it was Shakur sitting up on the ropes getting beat on the whole fight. He won. He threw some slaps. I give it to Shakur.
He didn't outbox him until the later part of the fight. He was getting outworked the entire first 6 rounds or 7, 8 rounds.
I don't think he ever outboxed anybody in that fight. You got to be. You're literally boxed in. You're outboxing someone while being boxed in the corner. I mean, that against the ropes, that makes no sense.
At some points, he started to push Zepeda, so that's. I mean, he started to put the counter in the pocket.
I don't think I've ever been impressed with a Shakur win. There's never been a win.
I mean, I wasn't impressed neither, bro. But I mean,
there's never been a win where I was like, man, that's like legendary, legendary shit. He's never done that. Again, a lot of fighters never have either. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters, he's not the only one, but he's being compared to being, this all-time great. And, I'm a 4-division champion, shit like that. To me, it's one of the weakest runs that I've seen for a guy of his status who has accomplished what he's accomplished. It's becoming like just smoke and mirrors. Like, dude, Devin Haney's not a big puncher. Fight him at 147. Do it. Show everybody. Shut everybody up. Then after Devin Haney, fight punch power, bro. Fight guys like Ryan Garcia at 140. Prove everybody. You know what? Do it for your haters and do it for your fans.
Great way
of
putting it.
It's not the power of Haney. It's not the power of Haney that he's worried about. It's the reach and the speed that comes with the reach that he's worried about Haney.
Well, I'm not talking about Devin Haney and what fighters are worried about him. What I'm talking about is him proving that he is the best fighter. Because you know what? These guys will fight him. There's nothing to fear. It's not like if I fight, Ryan Garcia is not thinking to himself, if I fight Shakur Stevenson, I might end up like losing a year out of my boxing career. Right?
Exactly.
Neither is Devin Haney. Nobody's worried about him like that. Actually, you're gonna get a nice payday. It's him. He's the one that needs to commit to these fights. These guys are more than willing to fight him. It's not a problem.
BDA, that little like midget thing that you posted up. I wanted to say something about it, where he's like little small man.
This one,
the red fucking with the red suit. I think that's. Let me see. Yeah, that one right there, bro. And when he gets mad, he's like, "Why are you on?" That's what it sounds.
Yes. He tries to eye poke you, or he tries to pull you. He tries to pull on your dick real hard. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, why are you on that? Look at him, bro. Look at him. He's a little man, bro.
That's right, man. And he does the old school boxing pose, like the bare knuckle one where you get the hands out and the knuckles facing you. You know what I'm talking about, right? The old school.
Yeah. And this explains why he was nut punching
Conceição. Now, go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
But also you asked. When we were talking, you asked me, and it didn't really stick. But they're showing Devin Haney marathon right now. I'm watching it. He was awful against Jose Ramirez. Mm-hmm. So when we were talking, you said, "What is Shakur Stevenson afraid of him?" I'm like, yeah, it's not like it's at 147 with. And what are some great welterweights? Even Keith Thurman would have been dangerous, right?
Oh yeah.
If it was Keith Thurman and Shakira, you could say, oh yeah. I mean, Keith might put him in the dirt. What's another one? Sean Porter. Maybe he's not as good, but you think, yeah, Shakur, that guy's pretty rough and rugged. But that guy Haney, yeah, there's nothing to be afraid of. Really watch Jose Ramirez fight, and he's terrified. The guy is not that great. And the Norman fight was ugly. He's unwatchable.
The Norman fight,
what is he afraid of? Jeez.
Yeah, the Norman fight, for the life of me, I cannot understand why people look at that fight and go, wow, that was a great performance. It was a one jab. I don't even, actually he landed the same amount of shots. I think he landed the same amount of shots on Norman that he landed on Ramirez. I think. So it wasn't that great a performance. It's just the only thing people remember is that Haney dropped him. That's it.
Yeah, but no, the question was, what is he afraid of? And I said, that's what I guess you could be afraid of a Keith Thurman, even Earl Spence. I don't think if Earl Spence was let's reverse timelines. If Stevenson was maybe being eyed for Earl Spence, you could say, hey, yeah, maybe that's not a good fight for him. I mean, he could be afraid, but there's nothing to be afraid of Devin Haney.
Yeah, no, I got your point. It's true. It's true. I forgot to address it directly because you just reminded me of that Norman fight. I can't believe people think that Haney Norman performance was good. But yeah, you're right though. That's another great point. Stevenson is leading people to believe he's invincible. He's this. He's that. And okay, they fight Haney at 147. You can tell that Haney's not anything that special either. Why not fight him and get it over with? I really don't understand, man. It's maybe I'm giving Stevenson too much credit. Maybe it's the Jay Prince effect. I don't know, but that's the point. That's the problem with these dudes, man. They should just make the fight already. It's interesting.
Didn't Stevenson say that there's nothing special about Devin Haney?
I think so.
He said that. Yeah,
maybe.
So then, hey, show it to everybody.
But from the beginning, it's making Devin Haney look like it's making him look Debo, like Debo, and it's like he's not. I mean, it's like people are being fooled that he's Debo somehow. I mean, it's the corniest thing I've ever seen in boxing.
Frank, he's their Debo. He's Shakur's Debo.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
It's funny that it's been like how many years already? 5, 6, 7, 8 years that these guys either Tank, Shakur, who else is it? What's the other guys? The Keyshawn Davis.
I mean, even AB went and did it, didn't he? Didn't AB make the jump?
That's right.
I mean, he ultimately lost, though, right? But he wasn't bitching out like Shakur.
AB's not a coward, bro. Like this guy.
No, he still was a smaller guy jumping up just to 147.
What I'm trying to say, yeah, I know what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is, at 5 years have already passed or more, 7, 8. These guys yet to fight. Ryan has stepped in with Haney, has stepped in with Tank. But neither one of these guys, Tank, Shakur, Haney, Keyshawn Davis, and there's probably another guy I'm forgetting, has yet to fight each other. They have yet to fight each other. It's crazy, bro. Like, what do you guys, plan on doing?
That's a great point because I said earlier on, I said Showbiz said that he has enough of this circle jerk. He's had enough of this talking. Let's just make the fight happen. Steve Kim is one of the few people who have also said that. And that's what I want to do too. Call out these guys. Look, whoever's at fault, I think there's plenty to go around. These people are fucking nut jobs. They should just make the fight happen already. It's interesting. We don't really see this problem with Usyk or Inoue, or to a certain degree Canelo. I mean, of course, there's some exceptions, like, when Benavidez was asking, his team was asking for TV rights against Canelo, or Usyk finally encountering problems when he fought Fury. Remember that fight that we're talking about in, I think, early 2022, I think? At late 2022, and then Fury pulled out. So yeah, it takes a while for them to encounter this type of problems. With Devin Haney, it's almost every other year. He's talking about, I'm gonna fight this guy, and then it doesn't happen, and then he blames the other guy, and then the other guys blame him, blah blah blah. And the problem too then is the media. Showbiz and Steve Kim, okay, they're calling them out, and that they're tired of all this talking and none of these fights happening. But the rest of the media, they're just like, we're just going to report the facts. But if you see already the fact, here's the fact. The fact is these two guys are acting like pussies instead of just fighting each other. And that's one of the big problems. It's the media. And I was on Frank's show on Friday, and we were talking about True School Sports. His father, and I'm going to play you the video here just to refresh your memories. His father, a couple of months ago, asked Keyshawn Davis a question, and I think this was after the Nahir Albright rematch, and he asked him the following question. And again, look at how the media members react as soon as certain things start getting mentioned in the question.
When you say media, you're saying it especially like the media here.
Yeah, the media. Well, yeah, I'm talking about the media members in this video, right?
But I mean media in quotation marks.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm trying to put an emphasis on that, like. We were talking about that on your show. Like, what's the definition of media nowadays? But anyway, check it out.
You're getting bigger and stronger.
Okay, you can't really hear him asking the question, but he's saying.
Question to you, and I know you don't have to answer.
You don't have to answer the question. He's saying, but my question is. At some point. Okay, he's asking. At some point, you're gonna have to move up, and you're gonna have to fight Shakur Stevenson. That's what he asked him. Okay, check out what the people's reactions and Keyshawn Davis' reactions when Shakur Stevenson gets brought up.
When you go to let's say what you guys want. How can you sleep at night?
Let me rewind. Okay.
At some point, you're going to have to meet your best friend, Shakur Stevenson, right? My question to you, when you go to let's say what you guys want. How can you sleep at night or be the competitor and think to yourself, well, I didn't fight the best fighter?
I can sleep at night?
Yeah.
With millions of dollars in my bank account.
So you hear there people as soon as he brought up Shakur Stevenson, somebody there, you can't hear it because the volume is very low. I tried pulling up the max. Some guy goes, that side mouth sound like a frustration. And then he says, "How can you sleep at night?" People start chuckling, and like Frank said, look at Davis' reaction. Like he looks at the media, giving them the cue, like, "Okay, stick." Hold on, where is it?
How can you sleep at night? Stevenson, right? Back over to you.
See, now he looks at the media there. See that? He looks at the media. Okay, guys, do your job, do your thing.
And you go to say what you guys want. How can you sleep at night or be the competitor and yourself? Well, I didn't fight the best fighter.
I can sleep at night?
Yeah.
With millions of dollars in my bank
They're laughing it up like it was the best joke in the world. Well, anyway, True School Sports reposted this video saying, well, he said he had millions in the bank. Doesn't seem like it doesn't. It seems like he's lacking a couple of more millions after this week, right? 2-point-something mil thereabouts. So it seems as if True School Sports got the last laugh there. But see, guys, that's what I'm talking about. The media there. They're slurping up Keyshawn Davis. Like, can you believe this guy's asking you about Shakur Stevenson? How dare you? And I'm thinking, well, are these guys going to stop bringing up Canelo to David Benavidez?
Well, I would ask them, what the fuck is the boxing all about? These guys are competitors in the same fucking weight class thereabouts. Why wouldn't I bring them up? Oh, because they're friends. Really? They're friends? You know how many friends have fought each other in the ring? I mean, dude, this is... I was saying this on Sober Stream. Boxing, American boxing is at an all-time low in terms of perception outside of the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
They are viewed as fighters who need physical advantages, whether it's size, you drained. Then on top of that, they don't do much with that when they have those advantages,
exactly.
Right? At least Floyd put belt to ass on Corrales when Corrales was struggling to make weight. Right? At least he had that going for him. Okay? These guys don't even do that. Generally speaking, they don't even do that shit. Okay? And then they got to win on narratives. I saw them trying to spin Roach and Zepeda for the first 2 rounds.
Right.
They had it like it was easy for Roach. That open scoring changes everything, right? Because you know what that forces the judges to do? You got to score right there, not leave it open, saying, "Hey, wink, wink." I might fill in that other round, depending how it goes. That forces them to give a score right there and then. Okay, that's why next thing you know, they're like, "Hey, listen, man, we can't spend this shit," because I don't see much of a difference of what he was doing the first 2 rounds versus the last 4 of the first half of the fight.
Exactly.
He was basically doing the same shit. It was just that he was probably paying for it more as the rounds were going along, and they couldn't do it. They're just like, "Hey, man, tonight we can't do that. Tonight we got to call it like it is."
Yeah, that's interesting.
And
yeah.
One more thing, this is all the advantages that they need, and this is why Keyshawn makes that stupid face, even though the history of boxing has taught us. Actually, you're the exception to the rule. Most friends fought each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Most friends had boxing fights with each other. Okay, so you would be the only ones, right? You and your bitch-made little brother, Shakur Stevenson. You guys are the only ones that are not going to be able to fight each other.
One of you guys brought that
are not
up.
even related.
One of you guys brought that up on the last show, I believe it was. You said, "Hey, Teofimo Lopez and Romero are friends. They're fighting." They're trying to build up this little narrative that we had a falling out or whatever. But you can tell they're still friends. Look at the other day; they were playing fucking Monopoly at the Versace Temple. So they're friends and they're thinking, "Hey, we can make a payday out of this." Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson and what's his name, Keyshawn Davis. Oh no, we can't. And that's the thing. But my point was trying to hear was that the media, they're supposed to be the fifth estate. They're supposed to be the one that put the limits and start questioning the establishment. But in the boxing media, forget about it. They're part of the establishment. These people want to cozy up to the fighters, so they're afraid of pissing them off, and therefore they don't call out the BS when they see it. It's amazing. It really is amazing. It's what's the word I'm looking? Disappointing. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is the media. They're the ones that rank the fighters as well, too, right? So it's kind of a conundrum. I'm looking for a way to paint the picture for you guys. Where in other sports, the media votes, like they vote for Hall of Fame, All-Star games, but they don't predict the outcome. Like there's still playoffs and championships, right? But in boxing, a lot of the voting and rankings, that's what makes a fight and gives a guy his status. Once he has a status, then now he's picking and choosing. So the media is actually complicit in making fights happen or not happen because you're already rating these guys so high. Now they don't have to do anything. That's my take on it.
That's a great point, man, and it's true. And then on top of it, you got 4 belts floating around. Like if you're watching the NFL,
just like Dimitri Bivol. I mean, like
you know
he ain't doing shit right now.
laugh, PDA? When you see these documentaries about fixing sporting events, and they're like all of them are mainly team events. I'm like, y'all not gonna mention boxing?
I mean, it's too easy, maybe, man. I know
that's the one you're not gonna talk about. Bro, that is the easiest sport. The ranking systems, the judges,
right?
The referee, okay, the sanctioning bodies. The easiest sport to rig is boxing.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit too easy. Maybe that's what it is. It's a little bit too easy. So that's what I'm saying here. Now, yeah, listen, we opened up the phone lines here, so because people wanted to call in and give us their thoughts on this whole thing. Now, if you want to call in and give us your thoughts on the Keyshawn Davis thing, very curious to hear what you guys have to say about that. The Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Haney situation. Make sure to call in. Really appreciate it. And hit the likes, by the way. Hit the likes, or I'm actually closing the phone lines. We're going to be closing the phone lines, and we're going to start reading a couple of quotes out of the Bible. How about them? And I know
we only have 37 likes, and there's like 114 people watching. What the fuck? Wait, hold on. People need... Hold on. BDA, start reading some Bible quotes, please.
I'm going to have to, man. Let me just pull it out right now.
Because we need to get to like 50
maybe
likes.
I think because they're Shakur Stevenson fans, and we've been kind of tough on the guy, so maybe we should give him a little bit of praise, and maybe they'll hit the
All right.
like.
You want to take it away and praise Shakur a little bit?
Yeah, let me praise him. I mean, he's the best Twitter fingers. I mean, look, he's doing a lot of good promoting. I really, this is good promotion as far as what we have now. So, I mean, I got to give it to him.
I mean, his name is out there, that's for sure. Although I will say, he was doing that interview with Najee, and he was doing it shirtless. That's kind of lowbrow, man. I mean, put a shirt on, brush your teeth, clean your hair or something. I don't know.
That was for the fans. That was for his fans, though, BDA.
That was good. I agree with that. That was for his.
That's for the real fans out there.
That was for all the guys that have a man crush on him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I never requested this, but for the thumbnail, you should probably put that little midget version of him with the red.
You really like that
suit.
picture, don't you? I'm gonna send it to you, man.
Yeah, I do. I thought it was fucking hilarious, bro. Just put it as a thumbnail for this fucking video.
We'll do.
Doing over this podcast.
We'll do it. Now let's go to the phone.
It'll enrage the shit out of him, bro. I will enrage the shit out because I know he's watching this shit, so it'll be enraged the crap out of him.
Now I got
that small.
You guys said you want a Bible quote, so let me whip it out, and then let me whip out the Bible on top of that as well, and then I'll read the Bible quote. Let's go to a couple of phone calls first. Let's go to 336. Hold on, let me see if it's working. 336. Can you hear me? Shit. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's working. 336. Can you hear me? Everything seems to be okay here.
Can you hear the caller?
I can't hear the caller, so maybe he's on hold or forget.
Maybe he's on mute.
I got everything turned on. I'm just double checking that the settings were good from the last time too on Google Chrome. Let me drop the caller and call back. All right, let me try with somebody else.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not me that's screwing it up here.
You don't have muted like the...
Oh, no, see, I had something else muted. Sorry about the 336. Call back. Let's go to 410 then. 410, you're on the air. 410, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up there, buddy?
Oh, Jerry, what's up, man?
Jerry.
Good. Yeah, let me give you my 2 cents. Everyone's disappointed, I guess, we've been hearing for weeks and weeks about this fight with Keyshawn and Devin. To me, it's not really complicated. And I mean, hell, I could be wrong, but the way I see it is he gambled on the purse bid, and it didn't work out for him. And I I got to be honest with you. I can't really blame him from turning down $2 million, a little over 2.1. Even though he's talked tough, that's what fighters do. He knows, and it's, more importantly, his handlers know that he could lose to Devin Haney. And is it going to be worth it? Now, people will say, well, that's his biggest purse. Yak. Okay, I get that. But still, he's still got a career. The guy, you know, for all we know, and I suspect he's probably going to wind up at Zuffa getting paid some pretty good money. And there's probably a lot of things we don't know. And, you know, he's not the first fighter to turn down a career high payday. That's been done. They don't base it on what, you know, the fans do. We want to see the fights. We know that. But they base it, and their handlers. That's why fighters have advisors and managers, because they'll make dumb decisions if left on their own. I don't think he fears Devin Haney. I think he feels he can beat Devin Haney. However, let's say he comes out there and he's just whooping the hell out of Haney for 5-6 rounds, and Haney lands a shot that cuts his eye, and a round and a half later the fight gets stopped, and he's got a stoppage loss to Devin Haney. I mean, these things happen routinely in boxing. So he's talked tough. That's what fighters do. I think $2 million is on the low side. Yeah, to me, I mean, hell. Okay, go ahead.
What? Okay, okay, and there's a big. I think that Jerry brings up very good points about the outside stuff. In other words, you know, the future could be bigger money than $2 million, and it's not that they don't have confidence in Keyshawn Davis. He could lose this fight. Realistically speaking, Devin Haney is good enough to pull it off, right? That he can win this fight. It's not that Keyshawn doesn't have a shot of winning. He definitely does, but so does Devin Haney, and they view that fight as worth more money than, you know, for the risk that's at stake. But you have to admit, Jerry, they call their bluff. Meaning, I have a feeling they always knew that they were going to turn it down because the money wasn't going to be enough. Because I think Bill Haney especially understands the business side. He understands what the other side is thinking. And so they were like, yeah, you know what? Let's not make a move. Let's go to purse bid. No, we're not interested in the catch weight at 144. And let's see what the future holds, right? Because we have a feeling that when this goes to purse bid with Keyshawn Davis, it's not going to be enough money for them, right? Because of what's being offered in the bidding. And he's going to say, nah, you know, the risk versus the reward is not good enough.
Well, precisely. I mean, that's what it's all about. For let me speak on it. That's what it's all about for all fighters, especially the ones that make the life-changing money. Us fans, we want what we want. We want them to prove they're tough guys, but for them and their management, it's no longer about proving you're tough. You're in a very, very rare spot to get the big money, and now it's 100% business. That's all the fighters that make, you know, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, you know, they make the millions. And that's just the harsh reality for boxing fans. It's really always been that way, but now it's even more complicated with all these giant panels with these big pockets overpaying fighters and things like that. So that is what it is. When to speak on Shakur Stevenson, the bottom line is if you want to fight Devin Haney for his belt, you have to fight at 147 proper. 144, to me, is not a catchweight. A catchweight fight is where you got a 135-pounder, wants to fight a welterweight, they meet in the middle at 140. That's a catchweight. What he wants to do is split the welterweight division. He wants to make a mini welterweight. He's trying to split the division. And that's bullshit. If I was Devin Haney, I'd tell him, look, you want to fight me for the title, you have to fight me at 147 proper, and that's the bottom line. Now, if you insist on this 144 catchweight, if Haney thinks that he can do it without compromising himself, you just tell him, look, we can do that, but the title's not going to be on the line. And it may sway more money to Haney's side. And lastly, it's complicated even beyond that, though, because even if Shakur won that belt, he's now saying he doesn't care about the belts with his new affiliation with Zuffa. He probably wouldn't be allowed to keep the belt. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to use leverage that he doesn't have. He's not the first fighter, Shakur Stevenson, to do that, to try to use leverage. I just don't think he has the leverage over Haney or any really top guy to tell the champion, look, you can't weigh in at the welterweight limit. You can't weigh in. You gotta weigh 144. That's people say, well, anything between 140 and 147 is a welterweight fight. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but that doesn't mean you get to tell the other fighter what he can weigh. If you want to weigh 144, you can. If that's what you want to weigh in, but you can't tell the other fighter, champion or challenger, what he can do. That's trying to A-side, and he just doesn't have the leverage to do it. I think he thinks he does. I don't think he does.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I heard you make the same points on Ringside Reporter, and yeah, man, I mean, I understand fighters wanting to ask for more, the most they can get, but that's where we end up losing because these guys end up overpricing themselves. I mean, Keyshawn Davis, what has he done to demand more than $3 million? I get that that's what he would want to ask for, right? I mean, he wants to get, like you said, he wants to get as much as possible, but then we end up losing because guys like Davis, who, by the way, he just came out of the loony bin not that long ago. Now all of a sudden he wants over $3 million. His best opponent is Jermaine Ortiz, and he thinks that deserves him the stars. That's when I start getting a little bit frustrated. So I think the managers too should be held responsible for some of this malarkey.
Okay, hearing Jerry talk. Jerry, sorry to cut you off. Bro. Hearing you talk, it just made me think about what possibly is the reason why Keyshawn is doing this. The reason he's doing it is because he's worried that he might not stop Haney, and if he doesn't stop and it goes to scorecards, Haney would take it from him.
What about that, Jerry?
The refs. Yeah, that might be the issue.
I mean, that could happen. Lots of scenarios could play out. Keyshawn has talked tough like fighters do, but he knows. Fighters know who can fight, and he knows that he could lose the fight, and $2 million is not enough. And to me, I can't think of any fighter of any note that would fight Devin Haney for $2 million. I mean, to me, it sounds low, too, because it's 2.1. He said he wanted 6. Yeah, that's on the high side. Maybe 4.5 might have got it done. I don't know. But I don't think he fears Haney. I just think from a business perspective, they don't want to risk losing that because I don't know what he's got left with Top Rank, but there's some big pockets out there, and I like his style. I'll take 1 Keyshawn over 6 Shakur Stevenson.
I agree.
He shows up to fight, and I like his style. He's a nut job. And lastly, I'll say this. I wouldn't be surprised, though, having said all that, and trying to defend the guy a little, I would not be surprised if he crashes out within the next year. High-speed, drunken car chase, I don't know. He's a volatile guy. And now he's got a bunch of people on his back. He's getting a bunch of bad press. And we've seen what he's done in the past. Like I told Ringside, even in his last fight when he body slammed Albright, that was a real lack of discipline, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Albright broke his leg and couldn't continue, how do you not disqualify Keyshawn for doing what he did? I mean, that's a disqualification loss right there, all because he just lost his shit and body slammed the guy. So I like Keyshawn's style, and I hope the best for him. But he's not the first fighter to be batshit crazy, but I kind of feel like he's got a couple screws loose. But thanks for taking my call, guys. I'm glad you're taking calls now, because I kind of get tired of listening to you same guys talk all the time.
Well, shout out to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for calling in, man. Call back next time, man. We'll try to open them up more.
You getting tired of our voices.
Shout out to Jerry right there. Making some great points. It's true. Look, like I understand the fighters asking for more money. But even, if there's one guy who does deserve maybe a little bit more money because of the show he puts on, at least, it's Keyshawn Davis. So that's a good point.
You can get it, but not like it. I mean, I get it, but I'm not going to sit here and like it.
Right. I don't like it. Number one, he's never even made close to that kind of money. So I would just say you view Devin Haney a bit more of a threat, and the payday doesn't represent that. So you're not interested.
Exactly. Fellas, don't forget to hit the like. Really helps us out. Don't forget, we're at 45 likes. We gotta get it up. Get it up. Take the pill and get it up to 55 at least, or 60.
Right?
No, I'm being too generous. 60. 50 more people hit the like and we get to 60. Otherwise,
I'm up all the time, bro.
There you
I'm
go.
up all the time.
You know, you got to make it.
I'm a shower, not a grower.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Make it right, make it hard. Make it wet, make it tight. All right, hit the 15 likes and we're golden, all right? Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 336. 336, you're on the air. 336, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, dude, what was that was hanging up on me, you N-word faggot? Like, fucking God, that was awful. But it's nice to call back in T50 BDA, and I got a lot to say, so I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Please.
Komako had an amazing flying knee knockout on one of the best knockouts of the year on RWS this morning, so that was fantastic. You guys should watch that.
I don't know what he's saying.
And now going into boxing.
Oh, I think he's talking about
Chamberlain-
tranny fighting. That's what Sobers called it, tranny fight. But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Now we're talking about Chamberlain and O'Pierce. I mean, these are two white Anglo soldiers that put on, a boxing match of the year right there. That was fantastic. Far more, entertaining than anything most of these BA guys do nowadays. So shout out to those two. I can't wait to see how Chamberlain kind of works in the division. And there was another fucking white kid they fought. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that guy. But let's go back. Let's go to Keyshawn Davis now, T.O., Rolly, and all these guys. So I want to give a big shout out to T.O. and Rolly for, fighting each other as friends, unlike Keyshawn and Shakur. I'm gonna get to that in a bit and how they really fight, because I know how Shakur and Keyshawn Davis really fight. And I'm gonna tell you guys what they do. But when it comes to T.O., man, he keeps getting these fights. At some point, he's gonna be Haney's boss, because Haney can't get a fight no more. He's this pound for pound #1 guy, but this crip faggot that doesn't even fight, but once a year thinks he deserves % of the purse. He's not a real fighter, man, and he's not worth 75%. He's, faded into obscurity. He supports black murderers like Carmelo Anthony. He's not worth no 75%. So big shout out to Keyshawn Davis for wasting Haney's time and putting him on the shelf. And if Haney wants to say he's worth 75%, all these other guys are going to fight each other. Ryan Garcia, fucking T.O., Rolly, Keyshawn Davis, they're all going to fight each other. So that's what's going to have to be for that little bitch Haney. He's going to have to deal with it. Now, when it comes to the fighting between Haney and Shakur, a lot of black fighters, a lot of these black American boxers, they fight under the sheets. Haney, Keyshawn and Shakur Stevenson used to sleep in the same bedroom together in hotel rooms. So they don't do fighting in the ring. These brothers, they fight in the sheets, dude. They fight under the sheets. And that's just what it is with those two. They're like homosexual lovers. I don't think they're like these guys that want to run the sport. They just want to run the bedroom with each other.
Hey, so before you go, because from what I understand, you're a big fan of Thailand. You're obsessed with Thailand, that country. Can I just ask you, because we were talking about this the other day, if you can watch the screen, this is Tyson Fury getting a traditional Thai massage there. Apparently, this is something that's common.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Apparently, this is common for Thai fighters. They get a rub down from the rest of the guys in the gym. Everyone takes turns with the guy in the bathroom. So he sees Tyson Fury, who was training in Thailand not that long ago. What's up with this, man?
Bro, I don't see it. Hold on, my bad. Hold on, I can see it now.
What's going on here?
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
ask him if his Muay Thai teacher gives him a rub down after their exercise.
So there's no point. He doesn't use his legs or anything. He's just a fat blob. So there's no reason for him to even have that. But,
well, hold on. Sobers has a question for you.
Their own.
Sobers has a question for you, man.
So we know that there's no reason for him to have the rub downs. What about you? Does your coach rub you down?
I mean, yeah, I can kick. I can throw kicks. Yeah. Yeah, I'll hire girls.
No, I'm saying, but does he rub you down? Does your Muay Thai lady boy
yeah,
rub you down?
You got to know how to throw kicks. These boxers got no legs.
He's ignoring your question there, Sobers, I think. He's pretending he doesn't understand you.
He said,
yeah. I'll pay girls to rub down on my ass. I've done it before.
Guys rubbing on your ass? Come on, man. What's going on? It's a Sunday show.
It's
a Sunday show.
Like you don't know what the difference between guys and girls are, BDA, and I'll appreciate that.
Well, in Thailand, it's hard to tell the difference. Apparently, that's what everybody's saying.
Some say Asian men don't BDA, but you'd have to tell me.
Hey, Dora, are you saying that Tyson Fury gets it? He's only doing it because he enjoys it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I don't know what's to enjoy, dude. There's nothing there, dude. There's no muscle there. This guy has no fucking ass, dude. Like, what is he working on?
So you're saying that if there was a male ass, that's something to enjoy. A male ass is something to enjoy, according to you.
Well, when a girl rubs on it, yeah.
No, you said there's nothing. You said there's nothing to hang on to there.
Nothing for him to enjoy. He has nothing there.
Dora, we're gonna have to go, man. It's a family show. This is a Sunday show. On top of that, we try to be
entrapment, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. He's trying to trap us and trap.
Hold up. So listen, I just want to put it like this. One other thing I forgot to mention. I got it before I go. What's up with this, Shakur catch weight shit? So he says 144 with Haney, but now on the telecast, the commentators were saying apparently between Shakur and Muratai's team, Shakur wants to fight at 135, even though Muratai is moving up to 140. But he just beat Tio for the 140 belt. So how does that make any fucking sense? How does a guy who just won the title at a new weight class want to go back down in weight when another guy's getting ready to move up in weight? And I'm going to tell you why, because Shakur's got this bitch crip style, just like Floyd, where he didn't want to fight taller, longer boxer punchers. Floyd ducks guys like Margarito in their prime. He wasn't a boxer puncher. He ducks Lara. He ducks Paul Williams. And now Shakur is going to duck Muratai because Muratai is bigger than him. He can box. He's longer than him. He doesn't want that fight because he's a fucking crib. Guys are pussies. Shakur and Keyshawn Davis have sex with each other. And if they think I'm lying, they can come prove it, but they can't. So that's just what it is. These guys are gay, dude. A lot of these BA fighters are closet homos. That's all I had to say.
Well, that is a good point. That is a good point, though. That I do agree with the last part. The last part about a lot of these guys being on the down low, as they like to say.
Yeah.
In front of you.
Okay, well, listen, we got to move on here. We got to move on. Dora,
I heard BDA. I heard that massaging actually makes you lose weight, so that probably helps.
There you go. You got to defend. Okay, there you go. Let's go.
Helps you drain your body of protein, huh?
Let's go to another phone call here. Let's go to 301. 301, you're on the air. 301, what's on your mind?
What's up, Mr. Bidet?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
You're getting long in the tooth there. It looks like you can't keep track of the round while you're watching live fights.
Oh, you're gonna? I lost track. I lost track on one round, and Irish Andrew Ward has to give it to. He has to come out and say that I'm old. Yeah.
Look, I know it's tough when you're sitting there on your couch and all that action's zooming by you. You get winded, the head starts spinning.
I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny that, but to make fun of it, that's another thing, Mister. But yes, go ahead.
Well, I'm not making fun. I'm genuinely concerned.
Yeah, I can tell, man.
Checking in there.
I can tell. Believe me, I'm still young. I'm still. I can still take you down. That's for sure. So you better watch it.
Well, that wouldn't prove much, would it?
Well, you got to give yourself a little credit. Anyway, yeah. What's on your mind, man?
Well, first, I want to point out something kind of a funny bit of irony. When they are talking about Shakur Stevenson and sort of playing to Zepeda's game. The point they're making sort of the reverse of what people used to say about Gennady Golovkin, that like Golovkin would let the fighter in front of him kind of stay in there longer and let him hit him a bit to give the fans more money. And so, instead of like knocking him out in the first round to give him more entertainment for their money, Stevenson instead, they're like, oh man, you could have stunk the joint out even more. You could have run and clinched in ways that we've never seen before. So I just thought that was a kind of a funny point to make. Like, yeah, you could alienate the remaining little bit of fan base. But I guess what I really wanted to say and Crawfish Davis or whatever. Like, I'm not interested in seeing any of these guys fight. Like, I'm not interested in like them getting paid. Every time they step in the ring and get paid, that's money that could have gone to another fighter that could have made a more compelling fight, that could have brought more fans to the sport. Like every time Devin Haney steps in the ring, it's just like bleeding fans, or just like pure attrition. So same with Stevenson. Like I'm not interested in any moves they make. Gervonta Davis, like whatever. Like it has no bearing. Like I've kind of checked out a lot of these fighters, like David Benavidez too. Like if his next opponent isn't Opatai, I don't care. Like I don't care who he fights. Like there's no other fight out there for him. I mean, sure, he's more entertaining when he does a bum bashing. He's nowhere near that level, but I just don't want to I feel like there is enough activity outside of these guys that's worth paying attention to.
Uh-huh.
And so I wouldn't discuss too much about this. I don't know, whatever boxing business drama. Who cares at this point? Whether they fight or they don't, it's still gonna stink.
Right. No, you know what? To your point, that's a great point. And when we talk about it, we're not talking about it as, oh my God, I can't believe we're missing this great fight. No, we're just pointing out how a certain specific set of fighters do this to themselves and do this to us with this whole drama, this manufactured drama, because that's what it is at the end of the day. They could just easily just agree on something and fight each other. But you're right, though. Yeah, it's guys like Haney, put him on the undercard. Shakur Stevenson, put him on the undercard. Unfortunately, with these exclusive deals that they just signed, or essentially just plain old deals, we're probably not going to see that. We're going to probably see them in main events, marquee status, and that's what hurts boxing to a certain degree as well. But so you're right, yo. Yeah, we shouldn't have. Yeah.
I got a question for the caller. You said Apataya with Benavides. If it's not that, I'm not interested. What if it's Better Biv and Benavides?
I mean, I think Better Biv hasn't fought in a while. It's almost 2 years now.
Yeah, but
in the ring. He's like 42.
Well, it's not 2 years, but what if it's Better Biv instead of Benavides?
Well, I just think he's too old now. He's going to move up a weight class where he's already pretty small for light heavyweight.
He doesn't have to move up in weight. Benavides can come down. I don't think Benavides feels comfortable in that cruiserweight division.
It's kind of slightly interesting, but I don't really give Beterbiev much of a shot at this point because he's just, at a certain point, I think at the time of 42.
You don't have to give him a shot. You're not interested in a fight? You're not interested in a rock'em sock'em fight?
Here's the point I'm making. When you're 42, right? I think every year after they're 20, your maximum heart rate goes down at least a beat. So he's probably going to be in the 170 max. And if you're in boxing, and you have to be at least 160 to be comfortable, and that would be redlining it for him. So I think it's just a matter of time. If he just keeps a fast pace, he gets.
I agree with you, but
over.
It'll be good. He'll get knocked out, right? It'll be a good name on Benavides' name. On his resume. Name.
It would not be a huge name in my opinion because it's just it's not really a guy who's really the fighter he used to be is my feeling.
All right. By the way, don't let Gypsy.
I feel like he already slipped a lot.
Don't let Gypsy derail your call. Don't let Gypsy derail your call. All right. Anything else you want to say, Irish Andrew Ward?
No, just like I said, who cares about these guys? They're not here to do any entertainment. I guess I'm still just curious. With the Kinahan thing, that was a few years ago. They already busted that money laundering scheme. So why is the money still flowing to these fighters? What's the interest in this?
Exactly. It's got to be some
why
sort
are we still playing this game?
It's got to be some sort of money laundering thing going on here. They're washing money or something. I don't know, man. But that type of malarkey, those type of hijinks, and those type of shenanigans, I got to tell you something. I don't like them.
Yeah.
And hopefully we don't see them more.
I mean, just think about it. 8 million, right? That's a pretty good live gate. I don't think they can pull that for a gate. I don't think they can sell 100,000 pay-per-views. So where's that money coming from? Is it just coming from initial investments that they're seed funding? Meeting for no reason?
I'm going to address that. We got to move on though, Irish Andrew Ward. So thank you for your call and call back next time, right, man? Take it easy out there.
All right, you take care of yourself, BDA. Just take it easy and watch these fights. Get your heart rate up.
There you go. See, these people.
Arthur doesn't got any heart rate issues, but we could be talking about that for a long time.
All right. Well, first of all,
I think Benavides' heart has been fucking broken.
You're breaking my heart with this nonsense. That's what you're doing to me. Number one. Number two, the phone lines are going to remain open for another 5 minutes. So if anybody wants to call in, make sure to do that. Shout out to everybody who hit the like because we're now at 53 likes. So shout out to you guys. You've prevented me from reading from my favorite Bible quote. So shout out to you. I don't like it, but I got to give you a shout out. And somebody in the chat says, Hannibal says that they wouldn't have paid. They wouldn't have bid $8 million for the Haney-Davis fight if the market didn't dictate that. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it, that this is boxing, and these people completely mismanage and miscalculate all the time. I mean, think about it. Because I already know someone's going to say, well, you're going to say you know more than the executives in the boxing world? I know the facts. The facts are that Haney's pay-per-view against Prograis sold horribly. I know that the pay-per-view against Lomachenko sold horribly. against Garcia sold horribly as well. And De La Hoya said it, and he was a promoter for the bout. So this dude does not draw money. So where does this $8 million worth come from? Well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that Zuffa is overpaying fighters, as these new promoters tend to do. And now the Zone and all these other promotional entities, they're afraid of having these fighters poached, and they're now vying to grab everybody they can, and that's why they're overpaying. Because again, show me the proof that Haney is this big star that commands $6 million paydays. Show me the proof. Show me the evidence.
Sounds to me like good old money laundering.
Sounds like good.
Somebody has background.
That's
something Andre. What was his name?
Irish Andre.
Andre. Yeah, he said something. You know, he's experiencing fatigue, and I think everybody is. But no, that's what he was saying, right?
Right.
But I think it's just it's a protest. You know, a little bit of protesting.
Sure.
You know, when we say these things, you know, talking about it, that you know, we're just pushing back instead of, if you don't, then you know, they'll just glaze these guys and they'll continue it. So, you know, it's a form of protest and speaking on it.
Got to put your foot down is what you're saying. Got to draw a line.
I'm kind of fatigued that Alexis Texas is not fighting anybody in heavyweight.
Who?
Alexis Texas, Alexander Usyk.
Alexander.
Also, you mean the guy that
Usyk.
the guy that beat Tyson Fury twice?
I mean the guy that got beat by a kickboxer. And give knockout decision.
I thought. Wait a second. BDA, correct me if I'm wrong. Did that fight end on a TKO stop?
Oh, wait a minute. Now these two guys are gonna.
I think I'm wrong.
I mean, what kind of stoppage was that, bro? What kind of stoppage was that? I mean,
the referee stopped,
that
right?
warrants a rematch, wasn't it? I mean, if we get him beat in 10 rounds, 11 rounds.
Look it up on BoxRec. I just want to double check.
I mean, you can go check it.
Oh
if you want.
yeah. BoxRec says that. What are you talking about? It says Usyk beat Rico by 11th round TKO stoppage.
Wow. But why isn't there a rematch? Wow. There's got to be a rematch, right? I mean, he was getting only like 3 rounds up into the 11th.
That Rico won. Didn't you say Rico won the fight?
I didn't say Rico won. I said, why didn't they get a rematch?
Rico won the fight.
All right. We're getting back to Fury. Usyk. Come on.
He just can't get over it.
I wanted to address something real quick. I wanted to. Okay, guys. We'll leave it for another special show.
I got you on the road. Bro, your voice was cracking, dog.
I love that
My
quote.
voice never cracks, bro. I never crack.
Why was he singing? I got you on the ropes. he sounded like a novelty.
He's making fun of Slugger Sam.
Okay. He sounded like a novelty ringtone or something. No, but I wanted to say this. There was this video that I wanted to play, but I can't play it here because it's out of the country or whatever. But De La Hoya was on ESPN Knockout in Espanol and last night during the broadcast, the Zepeda fight. And he had a couple of interesting things to say. He said, 2 minutes and 42 seconds of that video, they asked him about Zuffa TKO. And he said that he's tired of all this. He's willing to work with all these promoters now that they're on the Zone. He's very happy with that. Then he says the problem with Zuffa is that they want to put the fighter last. They don't want to put the fighter first. And I'm thinking, that's interesting that he's still complaining about Zuffa TKO and how he's essentially repeating the same thing that Nico Ali was. De La Hoya.
Right, as if, and he puts the fighter first, right? He's the guy that puts the fighter first.
Right. He gives them everything they want. And so that's what he was saying about Zuffa, that, they don't want to put the fighter first, and that's a problem. There's going to be dwindling paydays, blah, blah, blah. But then check this out. He was on the on TNT, the TNT version of the broadcast last night, talking with Sean Porter, Tim Bradley, Terrence Crawford, and some other dude. And check out what he had to say. This is the first thing they ask him.
His opinion about just the state of the young fighters today, man. Like, do you feel like this generation is a little softer than the generation when you came up?
1,000%.
And then he starts talking about how these fighters ask for too much up front without having accomplished anything. But then earlier in the other thing that I talked to you about, he's saying, the problem with Zuffa is they don't put the fighters first. That's exactly the problem with boxing is where it is right now. One of the big problems is these fighters are overpaid. Keyshawn Davis asking for too much, even though he just came out of the insane asylum a couple of months ago. His pants still had pee stains on them. And these guys, I beat Berenchik, so give me $5 million. I just beat Jermaine Ortiz, give me $7 million. Yeah, but can you attract a crowd? Can you attract viewers, pay-per-view buys? None of that stuff. That's so De La Hoya is not exactly thinking clearly there. He's talking about, Zuffa. See, he's just attacking Zuffa with whatever talking point Nico Ali Walsh came up for him, which I wouldn't do, by the way. I don't find that smart. But then when they ask him about, hey, are these fighters too spoiled, these new fighters? Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, which one is it, man? Is the problem putting the fighters first, or should they put them last? Which one is it, Oscar? Why don't you tell us?
Well, I'll tell you this: the most egregious part of the whole exchange was that fake ass laugh out of Timothy Bradley's mouth after Noah answered the
thousand.
You think
he's just trying to laugh like me, but he can't do it, bro.
Did he even finish saying his answering the question before he started laughing? Did you hear that?
Fuck. Let me hear that again. Let me hear that again. Hold on.
1,000%. 1,000%. Absolutely.
By the way, I can't show you the video, but Terence Crawford's on the other end of the table, and he looks awkward as fuck. Like everyone else is laughing, and he's like, his eyes are shifting to the camera, and he's all stiff. He's like, should I laugh or shouldn't I laugh? I don't know.
He's a weirdo.
Bradley is trying to laugh like me, but he can't, bro.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Hold on, one at a time.
Bradley can't laugh like me, bro. That's the problem. He's trying to do my evil laugh, but he can't do it, bro.
Go ahead, give us the evil laugh.
Bradley doesn't even know you. Wait, Bradley doesn't even know. Bradley doesn't even know you exist. What are you talking about?
No. I know he doesn't, but I'm in his
head. Aware of who you are.
let me give you my let me give you my left.
To be honest, yeah, I think he knows me. I think he knows me.
I'm about to give you my laugh. Okay, you don't want to hear my laugh. All right, fine.
I don't care if he knows me or not.
Just say you don't.
BDA, I got something to say about somebody named Snackford. He's saying, why didn't Tyson Fury rematch McDermott? He did, dumbass. He knocked his ass out.
By the way, somebody was going. There's one of our viewers, Falpol. He left a comment in the last episode, and he took umbrage with what you said. He called you a dumbass for becoming a Tyson Fury fan after the Fury Klitschko fight, because he said that was the worst fight of all, one of the worst fights of all times. How can you be a fan of anybody after that?
I agree with that.
Well, I don't trust anybody with that name.
With the poll, is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Foul poll.
Yeah. I don't trust him.
Like unknown in the chat.
I mean, bro, that was a technical fucking issue. That's why you guys heard it that way.
Well, foul poll is a long time listener, man. So
it was a technical issue, bro.
And I'm not say that you're a dumbass. I won't say that you were a dumbass for being a Tyson Fury fan, but that fight was fucking horrible. That was a boring.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was for you. It was for you. It was horrible, and it's
the people that have to open up their third brain. You know, they got to like really look into it. They got to do mental gymnastics to. This is how the fight was good. Yeah.
They need to have a chakra and open up.
All right. You guys.
Listen, bro. Like, listen. One thing about that fight, bro. When I watched it,
please. Can we forget about that fight?
It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a technical thing.
He didn't even get to show us his evil laugh.
Now I'm not going to anymore because he ruined it. Now I can do it. Now it's just...
No. I'll let you. Okay, go ahead, do it.
No. Hey, everybody! If the reason you didn't get to hear my evil laugh is because Gypsy sabotaged it.
Yeah, he keeps talking shit. Yeah.
Well, not for nothing, but
Bradley knows me, but it doesn't matter. He knows me. I've posted some shit on the shit, and he fucking liked it. But I don't care if he knows me or not, bro.
One thing about heavyweight, one thing. Okay, give me a listen. One thing about heavyweight boxing. They Matchroom just released a behind the scenes thing for AJ versus Pranga. Okay, and I rewatched the part where they're in AJ's corner in between rounds and. AJ, please, no go down. You no go down. You strong. You strong. You stay up. And somebody was defending them on Twitter. Somebody was pulling out the old appeal to authority fallacy, saying, "Oh, I can't believe all these Twitter warriors accusing or criticizing these people who work with one of the best fighters, one of the best heavyweights of all time, in Alexander Usyk." And I'm thinking, well, look, could have been Eddie Futch in there, could have been Ray Arcel. You can't tell me that was good advice. AJ, you strong. AJ, you no go down. You have fight, please. It sounded like a teenager begging his first girlfriend not to leave him. Please, no, AJ, I beg you.
Don't go down. Don't go down.
AJ, please.
We are waiting for marriage. Please do not go down. We are waiting for marriage.
We're waiting for what?
For the marriage, please do not go down.
But Alexis Texas is the one he goes down for. He don't go down for anyone else. That's why they were complaining about that shit, bro.
I mean, it was horrible advice, and then some people then did go on and admit, okay, it was bad advice, but it's because of the language barrier. Okay, then shouldn't you have somebody translating in the corner then, like Pacquiao?
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is what happens when you pick somebody that does this. Why would I pick someone? He's a great trainer. Oh yeah, he's fantastic. But he speaks Thailand, and I'm fucking. I speak Spanish and English. How are we gonna work this out?
You got to pick up some Thailand language, bro. That's what you got to do.
And that's the other thing is, if you're isn't that part of being a good cornerman too? That hey, okay, I know I don't speak English that well. Let me get a guy who does speak English so he can, what's the word? Coordinate between us.
Stick to one trainer. Stick to one trainer, man.
And by the way, recognize this is the problem with AJ that I've mentioned for a long time. He's very fickle with his trainers. He always seems to want to blame the trainer for his losses. Every time he loses or looks bad, he's got to switch trainers. And I'm thinking, man, even, I don't know if you guys heard, apparently Robert Garcia, he claimed in a recent interview, they contacted him, Netflix contacted him to do an AJ documentary or to be part of an AJ documentary, and he refused. He doesn't want to revisit that. For some reason, that little... they dabble with each other a little bit. They dipped into each other a little bit, if you know what I mean. And I said, you know what? Maybe I don't know. Olaf said a long time ago that AJ was well known to have a homosexual relationship with one of his Hispanic trainers. I know
I've heard this shit. I heard it from a different channel. No. I'm telling you, I heard this from not the grapevine, but it's a guy that goes by the YTBC channel, whatever his fucking name is.
For him,
it has nothing to do with me being a Tyson Fury fan, bro. I was watching. This guy's an AJ fan. He likes AJ, but he knows that AJ is fruity. He knows
your amazing sources that you found out that AJ's a homosexual.
Bro, my amazing sources. Hey, my amazing sources also knows about Teddy Atlas. You know, the Mr. Triple B over there. I knew about.
I know who you're talking. I know who your source is.
And Triple B also knows about that. AJ is a little query. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you guys were. I've heard you talk about that. Rapid used to talk about it too. We've talked about it with Sobers about some of these trainers. Because they have to play therapists too a little bit. They have to manipulate to a certain extent their fighter psyche, and some are good at that. Some do it psychologically. Some do it apparently physically. If you know what I mean.
Orally.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
Yeah. So anyway, listen. We got to move on here.
I was gonna say, BD. I gotta say one thing. From what I saw from the fight with I don't know for what reason the shit my YouTube algorithm brought the Klitschko fight with Fury. Bro, he literally is. At this point, he's literally, compared to what he was before, he was moving 2 times faster. And even when you talk about the Wilder fights, even there he was moving like 50% more faster with the Klitschko compared to the Wilder fights.
Okay.
He was a different fucking beast, man. And his conditioning was a lot higher.
What are you talking about?
About Fury's speed, his reflex, feinting, everything.
Fury definitely slow down. His footwork used to be way better. Way better. And by the way, I never picked Usyk to beat that Fury. I always made it clear. Fury lost a lot of foot agility. I think that's why he's gonna lose.
I wanted to bring this up here. Yeah. This is Dana White, it's interesting, man, because Dana White, he's part of Zuffa, Salat, Riyadh season, whatever you want to call it. And they're trying to take over, supposedly, boxing, right? At least they're trying to carve out a piece for themselves. Now you got Jake Paul, by the way. He has his MVP Promotions company, and they just did a merger with PFL. That's the competitor, one of the few competitors out there to the UFC. So whereas Zuffa, TKO, and all that, they're just starting their foray into boxing. There's another player involved, and that's Jake Paul, who's trying to he's trying to nibble at them from behind as well. So here is Dana White. Apparently, he wants to diversify, not just MMA, but check out what he has to say about slap boxing and some of the predictions he has for slap boxing.
Wait, slap boxing? So like slap boxing?
Or what's it called? Slap fighting? Or I forget what it's called now. The thing.
Yeah. That's something that we used to do. We used to always do that shit. Slap boxing.
Well, check out what he has to say about slap. The thing there where somebody stands in front of you and you let them slap them and then slap you and then you slap them back. This is what is to say about that organization.
That's not power slap. Power slap.
Power slap. Yeah. Power slap. I forgot.
Oh, if you slap your opponent, you can knock him.
You're right.
You knock him out, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, power slap. Okay, but this is what he had to say about it.
I used to do that to recognize you don't like it.
Oh, you better calm down.
He's gonna do it on your ass cheeks if you keep. He's gonna slap those cheeks, man. All right, here's what he has to say.
Gypsy, all I need is one, just one good one, and you're out of here.
Here's a power slap comment here from. Okay, guys. This is Dana White. This is Dana White talking about power slap, and I don't know, but this claims. Check this out.
Power slap is an absolute beast. This thing is so incredibly successful. Remember, I said this here today. This will be bigger than the UFC. You don't have to train 10 years and be an incredible athlete to do it. And like I said earlier, you said earlier to me, I sell holy moments for a living. And you might have a whole night of fights and not have your holy moment. Power slap is 1, 2, holy shit. A lot of people don't understand what happens when you go to the ground in the ground game. Everybody understands a slap, including women, and everybody gets it.
So he's saying,
including women. I like that shit.
Yeah, that was a fraudulent slip, right? Because
oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because of what he went through. Oh yeah. But
he said they understand it.
Yeah, the way he said, the way he put the emphasis, they understand it. Believe me, I make them understand it. But
so if I would have got the opportunity, DDA, I would have said that part the way Gypsy, when Gypsy says better beef, I'd be like, including women.
Okay, what? No, but listen, he said he believes Power Slap is going to become more popular than the UFC. I remember Fu saying that this company was worth billions. That appeared to be an exaggeration, but can you blame Fu TV for believing that if Dana White believes it and he keeps saying it? That's Power Slap is going to...
I think he's trying to sell it, right? Like he's a salesman. I don't know.
He's selling it like Food TV sells it. That's for sure.
It's popular with all my girlfriends.
TV love Power Slap.
Who are the dweebs that he's talking to?
the dweebs that
look at the guy on the left. He looks like a book, he sells books.
I've seen these guys before on Twitter. I mean, somebody posted a clip of these dudes. Yeah,
dweebs.
Frank is a type of guy. He would see these dudes. He would yell at them in high school, nerds. Probably dip them with their heads in the toilet, lock them in the locker.
No, I wasn't a bully.
Frank is the type of guy, right? He'll see them walking by and he'll start laughing, and you look at Frank and we're like, "What are you laughing at?" Those fucking dweebs.
Recognize. We should do a power slap contest between me and you. I think I can win this.
Oh, who's gonna go first?
You can go first. I don't give a shit. No matter.
You're going to sleep. You're going to sleep.
I'm gonna tuck my chin in. I'm gonna tuck my chin and you ain't gonna fucking do anything.
I'm making sure. Okay, because you gave me first, I'm making sure you go to sleep. You're gonna
make it a fist halfway through the fucking shit. If you make it a fist, it's gonna be a different story.
That didn't sound right. Just you're gonna make it a fist.
No. You know what I meant, bro. I don't switch it up sexually.
You blow it.
We know exactly what you meant, buddy boy.
Okay, all right. He's into that kind of shit anyway. So
hold my hair and slap me across the face. Pull my hair and slap me across the face and call me a bitch.
I gotta tell you, I don't know what's going on, man. I will say this though, sticking to the Dana White subject. I almost said sticking it to Dana White. No, sticking to the Dana White subject here. This is what he had to say about the Joshua Fury, because he claims that people are trying to sabotage that fight. Like Eddie Hearn's trying to stay involved, even though they made a deal specifically for the AJ Fury fight with Zuffa TKO. Apparently, that's a rumor. But this is what Dana White had to say about tune-ups. He said, during the AJ Prenga fight, I was somewhere in New York. I like how he keeps it vague, by the way. Probably in an alley somewhere. Anyway, I was somewhere in New York, and I got a text that he, talking about AJ, had been down twice.
Somewhere in New York.
Oh, I mean, it's Sunday show, man. Come on.
My bad, sorry.
And he says, what'd you say, that he was on his knees?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. He says, I was somewhere
Wait. Did he say he was at a gay bathhouse?
No. See, now you're gonna get a suit, man. You're gonna get a suit. He says, I was
somewhere knee deep in Shakur in New York.
All I said was
Reception out here filing a report right about now.
Yeah.
Could have been praying. Could have been doing something else. I didn't say what. I just said it on his knees somewhere.
My pussy hurts.
So he says, I was somewhere in New York.
That was before I said that.
Hey, but by the way, okay, let me ask. I'm all over the place, man. So, Fu, what do you think about what Dana White just said? I just played the clip where he says that Power Slap is going to become bigger than the UFC.
Nah, he's dreaming, bro. I think he's
told
dreaming.
you it's really big. I told you guys a while ago. But it's never going to be bigger than the UFC because no one respects that shit. They just watch it like a freak show. And it's stupid.
You know,
I
it's
think
crazy.
I think it's very approachable and anybody could do it. They could pull anyone off the street to do that
But I don't understand that logic.
And BDA, FUTV, I got something to say. You know, it's actually pretty entertaining, but because some of these guys, man, they practice breaking fucking watermelons with slaps and shit, bro. Like just slapping the shit out of a watermelon. Just blows that
real
fuck up.
slaps. They're palm strikes in there.
Bro, it's pretty entertaining, bro.
With one slap. That's the real deal.
Call it palm strike. Power palm strike. Because that's all they do in
slap. That's a slap. If
Yeah,
you wanna
but
slap a man,
I don't understand that logic. That's what we heard Dana White say that. Oh, everybody understands a slap. Yeah, but that doesn't make it entertaining necessarily. I've seen that power slap thing. After 3 slaps, I'm done. I'm like, what? Oh, okay, that sounded a bit weird. No, after seeing 3 slaps, it gets boring afterwards. Like, okay, these fucking fat asses slapping each other, and there's a bunch of talking about it.
It is. It gets boring, but it's fun when you got heavyweights doing it, man. When you got heavyweights doing it, it's fucking fun. You got these big fat ass dudes with big ass fucking hands. Each one slaps another. You know they're going night night, and then when they're fucking done, the one side of their face is like swollen. Like completely swollen.
The way
I think it's retarded.
It's your fetish, bro. Like you imagine you.
I mean, I do it to all the ladies, bro. I mean,
he's like, I would like it more if it was ass slap competition.
Wake up, big ass handprint on my face. I mean,
I can do it to you if you want me to. It's all good.
Everyone's going after Gypsy today, man.
Break your own hand over your face.
Everyone's going after Gypsy today.
No, but I want you to break it down, Gypsy.
I've seen videos. I've seen videos where people call out Dana White for that. Well, they don't call him out necessarily to his face, but they say, yeah, he's insane for saying that this is going to be more popular than the UFC. I think he's trying to make it seem as if, oh man, I got my finger in a bunch of pies. You know, I got boxing, I got UFC, I've got power slap. Yeah, exactly. His fingers in Shakur. Is that what I heard?
No.
Somebody said that. I know. I heard. Anyway, listen. The point is,
this is by the way, this is a Russian sport. You know that, right? I think there's a Yeah, the Russians made this fucking sport, by the way. And
all right. I'm not interested. I don't care about who started it. It's not that.
But you see, the thing about slapping someone.
Did we
drop? The thing about slapping someone hard, I guess the game is to knock them out, or
it's about knocking them out, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You just have to put them
who gives up and who gets. If you get knocked out, they end it.
So what if the guy that
30 seconds to get up or something?
30 seconds.
Or 20.
What if the guy that goes first just fucking cold knocks the guy out? That's it, right?
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, it's retarded.
I think they flip a coin. They do something to see who goes first.
They make you hold a pool noodle, and then they smack you in your face.
I mean, didn't they try to make arm wrestling too?
They made it.
They made it be like arm wrestling.
And they would tie their hands to the like they're gonna arm wrestle, but instead they just start fighting.
Recognize when we do this, we'll flip a coin. If it's heads, it's me. Tails is you.
You know what that reminded me?
You already said I go
about
first.
something.
Well, I mean,
all right, let Frank go. Let Frank go. This whole thing of recognized versus gypsy. Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
No, I just No, I was just say something. It seems where are they going to end with this? Like, let's say Power Slap, okay, becomes semi-popular. You know, they're going to do spin-offs. It's like, where does it end? They're going to have wedgie contests,
dick measuring contest,
kicking the ass contest. Yeah, they're just going to do all these different. I remember did you guys ever play that game where you try to make people pass out by punching them in the chest? Has anybody played that game?
What the what?
Somebody up against
yeah. Back in the day,
that doesn't sound right.
No. You would push up. Somebody would go against the wall, and then they would push you in the chest and see who. No.
Shit, bro. I know what he's talking about, bro.
It was a knockout game.
Okay.
Kids play all these stupid knockout games and slap. See who could take the hardest slap in the chest.
I remember Bloody Knuckles, where you punching each other in the fist.
Oh yeah,
that was the first one. And then all kinds of crazy shit happened afterwards. That was the.
So it's like, that's all it seems like. Is this going to be an existential crisis? They're going to come up with all these crazy games, and it's just
these high school
where does
games,
it end?
Yeah. You guys ever play the one where you try to? You guys ever play the one where you try to see who can kill the most hookers? That one's a good one, right?
Oh no! I mean,
I don't know. I don't know where you grew up at, but no.
No, but yeah, Frankie's right, man. This is. I mean, they've got they got the wet, he said the wedgie contest, the dick measuring contest. By the way, I would win that one. And what other high school games were there?
I think I would win it.
Well, Sober said it. Bloody Knuckles.
Yeah, the Bloody Knuckles. I remember that one. I do remember playing that one. Well, a Ding Dong Ditch. Let's play the Ding Dong Ditch contest.
We used to play this stupid game. We used to play this stupid game where we hit each other.
I remember Pinecone.
We would punch each other in the.
You guys are all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, one at a time.
Yeah, go ahead, break that.
No, we used to play this stupid game where we would punch each other in the chest, right? And one time, this one kid, he punches another dude in the chest, and the dude looked like he took it. He had a delayed reaction. Suddenly, he just he goes,
like Shao
Did he turn green?
Bro, I mean, he was just squirming on the floor, but it looked like he took it. Like, wow.
And you guys all run off like, fuck this.
He's gonna die. Let's get out of here.
No. There was also the submission game. If you guys ever played that, where you choke a guy out from the back, a rear naked choke, and see you rear naked choke.
Wait,
rear
what?
naked choke.
What?
All right, we gotta move on. Gypsy, you're coming up with some weird ones, man.
What kind of game?
No, it's not weird. It's not a game.
Did you just say you would get naked and jump on
I never.
What the hell?
Said that. Well, hey man, stop making up shit. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said rear naked choke. That where they they call it rear naked choke from when they get the guy in the back in the UFC. I know it's called naked for some reason. It's called rear naked choke for a reason.
All I heard you say was that you get naked and you jump behind somebody.
There's no naked, bro. There's no naked. It's called rear naked choke where you get a guy in the back.
What was that first?
Rear naked. No pants.
Play my game. You guys don't know. Obviously, Sabrina knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about.
You're mine.
Stop bullshitting.
No, you are mine. You are mine, meat. You're my possession.
I did not realize. I did not know we're in Thailand. I have no idea we're in Thailand. But anyways, so if you can survive the choke for as long as you can until before you pass out, that was the game. Whoever lasts longer.
Whoever lasts longer. We gotta move on. This all started. Whoever lasts longer. I mean, come on, man.
No matter what way I said, it sounds dirty.
I know. That's what you should have stopped 5 minutes ago, man. But anyway, look. The point is that this all started because Dana White. What I was trying to get at is that he says he doesn't like tune-ups in combat sports. He thinks it's stupid. He said, I'm not a believer in tune-up fights. What does a tune-up fight even mean? It's just so old school and stupid. I mean, let's get a quick money grab before the big payday. And they're dangerous, he says. It is what it is. I have to agree with him to a certain extent. This whole thing it's the fault of these guys. They're so inactive. And now I understand they can't fight top contenders every other day, but it almost cost them, man, with the AJ Prenga thing. So, You gotta assume that Uncle Dana is onto something. Now, speaking of Dana White, I mentioned that Jake Paul and his company MVP just merged with PFL, and that's the other thing. With the PFL thing, they got boxing now with MVP, but from what I understand, PFL likes to do things where they do MMA, and on the same night they have grappling contests and I think kickboxing. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
guys.
they're mixing it up a little bit. I think they're trying to be more like ONE FC, which is not bad. It's cool. But the grappling, no one wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that, bro.
Well, I wanted to ask you then.
Yeah, there's some people that do sobers. Come on,
Tolerate it when there's violence involved. When someone's trying to punch somebody in the face, you at least know there's a possibility of that. But these fools are just gonna roll around and scissor each other. No one wants to see that.
But okay, that's what Chael Sonnen was saying that on his YouTube platform, scissor each other, by the way. But he was saying that on his platform that it's not gonna work because people want to see one thing. They don't want to tune in and see. It's not a variety show. It's like, hey, we're gonna show you grappling and now,
scissoring.
yeah, exactly. Then the scissoring contest. Like, no, man. He says people want to tune in for one specific thing. Do you guys agree with it?
Oh. No.
I mean, I've seen it before. I think. Sorry.
My bad. Go ahead. You go ahead first.
Oh no, I think I've seen it before where it's the multiple. There's like taekwondo and then there's jiu-jitsu and then the grappling. That's what he's talking about, right? Just to clarify.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I first seen it, I thought it was interesting, but I don't think it's something that would be widely popular.
I was watching some of
that.
that.
Was it? I found it interesting. I'm saying I find it interesting, but I don't know if it's something I would follow and be widely popular.
For me, I'm a combat sports fan. I don't like football. I don't like soccer. I don't like those other sports. So if they're fighting, I'll watch it. If it's two, cockroaches with boxing gloves on, I'll watch it. So for me, it's good. I like that. I'm saying I don't need the grappling. But kickboxing, MMA, and some boxing all on the same card, maybe some Muay Thai, that doesn't bother me. I think that's cool.
What about power slap?
Shit, throw that in there at the end too.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a good rule set for an MMA organization would be you could do anything standing. So you could do standing submissions. You can do grappling, but you can't take them down. Or if you do take them down, you only take them down. They get right back up, and they count that, as a takedown. They shouldn't have that shit rolling around on the ground because I think most people think that's boring. Unless, like Sober said, the guy's raining down punches, which is actually kind of rare. A lot of times the guy just holds you down to turn off the action.
To himself, yeah.
You know what? I'll watch. I'll real quick. Sometimes I will watch like those competitions where they get like jiu-jitsu versus sambo or catch wrestling versus jiu-jitsu, but then I end up fast forwarding through some of this. So I don't know if there's a market there for somebody in the chat is saying that they're having freestyle wrestling is having success on Fox Nation, but how much success is the question? I mean, did they go in there with the bar set low and then a little over that? He's like, hey, we're a huge success, or
somebody's watching.
A 100 views. Damn it! Right.
I was watching.
You guys are talking over each other at the same time. I can't. Sober said something. What was it?
Oh, go ahead.
I said a couple people are watching it, probably thinking nobody would watch. So I guess that's a success.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm not making a joke out of it. I'm saying is that just relatively speaking, or is it compared to all other forms of entertainment? Is it really doing that well, or? Because I don't know. I was always under the impression that people, when you talk to most UFC MMA fans, or they make this list of the top MMA fights of all time, it usually involves the ones where there's a lot of striking involved. You won't usually see, Carlos Newton versus Sakuraba. I mean, some people will mention that fight, but they'll usually always say it was one of the best grappling MMA fights I've ever seen. Like one of the best showings or demonstrations of grappling in MMA. But nobody really says, man, that was as good as, what was it? The one Rich Franklin and the other dude in the Ultimate Fighter finale. That was a slobber knocker. That was the two guys just training.
You know what's the most entertaining? You know what's the most realistic and could also be entertaining as well? A high level? Sambo. Sambo has the combination of the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, and the kickboxing, boxing aspects all combined. That's why, what's that guy?
Fedor?
Fedor, and even Khabib, the two of the greatest fucking MMA fighters of all time, they were masters of Sambo. They were great at Sambo. Sambo's I've been watching Sambo, man. Sambo's, you know, they make jiu-jitsu
Is that
guys
some
look
kind
stupid.
of interpretive dance workout or something?
No.
I was thinking that.
bro.
Oh, that's Zumba. My bad. That's
Zumba.
Zumba.
That's Zumba.
He's coming up with
Sambo,
Zumba,
bro.
man. Come on.
Sambo.
No,
I mean,
there is though. It's called. I think it's over. It's called capoeira. There was a friend of mine.
That's
He
a
did,
Brazilian. That's a Brazilian shit.
but
It's
what he's
Sambo
talking
is a
about. Like
Russian.
it's battle, but it's really performative dancing.
There's
Yeah.
no dancing, bro. This is all like it's
They're
like a
break
combination
dance
of
fighting.
wrestling and everything. All that combination. Yeah, I
it's like
saw these
stand show.
guys.
It's like stand show. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw these guys. I saw a Sambo guy that's a small dude going up against the guy that's a jiu-jitsu guy. He beat the shit out of him, bro. A black belt. He made him look stupid. I saw a Sambo guy go up against a kickboxer. He had more success as well against that guy too. He beat him up as well. I saw him against a wrestler. They have the combination. Sambo is like the whole picture. It's not like to the detail to every craft, but they have like an overview that works for the entire the fight.
They have some
And
interesting.
It's beautiful.
It's some interesting
It's
rules
beautiful.
though.
It's
Yeah.
no dancing, bro. It's no dancing. This is no fucking capoeira.
Yeah, it's not MMA per
It's
se
fighting.
because they can't. Yeah, they don't allow. I think they don't allow punching on the ground or something like they have this specific. It's not a full on MMA, but that's what also gets me when these MMA guys go, "Well, it's a real fight." No, it's not a real fight. A real fight's in the streets, no rules, and you know what's going to happen. The three people
No,
can jump.
Sambo, you could punch on the ground.
Okay,
Sambo,
okay.
you can punch on the ground.
Okay. But
You
when I
do
was making a
everything.
point
You do
about
same
MMA,
shit, yeah.
okay, I was just making a point about these people that say MMA is a real fight. Now it's closer to a real fight than boxing, say, but it's not a real fight. A real fight is when you're out on the streets and three people can jump in. Somebody pulls a knife. That's a real fight. That's combat right there. That's you fighting for your life.
What about bum fights? That's
when
a
you're
real
when
fight.
you're
Those
when
are
you're
real
when you're
fights.
butt naked in the showers, back to the wall.
And see who comes out first, man.
Hypodermic needle and stabs you.
You're in
Yeah, rear naked choke, bro.
knives in
Rear
their
naked
hands.
choke comes into play at
Nose
that
coming
point.
out of this.
And see who comes out of it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's only
That's
one
probably
man
how
walks
all
out.
combat sports.
Why
That's
do
how
you think I
combat
brought up
sports
that-
evolved, right?
Why do you think I brought up that rear naked choke, bro? I mean, it's very essential to know. You can choke somebody out from the back.
But Frank, what were you saying? That's how most combat sports evolve. What?
Yeah. No, you guys were saying that that's the scenes in the shower. I said that's probably how most combat sports evolved, right?
From the shower?
Nah, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going. I don't know, man. You guys are losing me, man. But the other thing I wanted to bring up is, okay, so sticking to that subject a little bit, because, they're always discussing about, what's harder, boxing or MMA or whatever. But now Jake Paul is straight taking it to other sports. Now, check this out. He was on a podcast, and he started saying that I think he was talking to some football players, ex-football players. Check out what he's pulling rank on them. Check this out.
I bench more than all of you, guaranteed. And that's just like right now. And I don't even practice bench pressing. I'll squat more than all of you. I'm faster than all of you. Like, actually.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true. We can go down in the street after this. But that's the thing. So, like, when words are cheap.
Why, if you make all this money, do you just keep doing things and trying to pick things that's going to get you hurt?
I mean, pain is temporary. Legacy is forever. So, like.
That's what people say before they start playing. What's it called, Gypsy? They get naked and let's
The
start.
rear naked choke game?
The
rear
naked
butt-
rear shake butt. The butt check game, or whatever he called it.
No, it's a rear naked choke, bro. It's called a rear naked choke. It's an actual move.
I know.
I'm surprised you guys don't know it. It's like you get the guy from the back and you choke the shit out of him.
Like
bro.
you said, you said it's a real thing. Yeah, you said it's a real good thing. I think that's what you said. It's a real good move.
I didn't say real good. I mean,
Okay,
you're putting words in my mouth that I never said.
I thought you said that. See, my bad. I'm the one that mishearing.
No, I thought he said that too. I think he did say that. He did say that.
Now you're adding it.
This is what happens when you guys are making friends with perception. You hear things.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I have 100% agree with that.
So, like.
I'm gonna tell Perception you're talking shit about him.
Oh, I mean, okay. All right, you do that.
I saw that X-ray. Yeah, X-rays forever.
Okay, so then they bring up that because he said no pain, no gain, and they said, well, they're referencing his broken jaw against AJ.
In life that hurt a lot worse. Like when you stub your toe, bro, that shit hurts way more than getting hit by Anthony Joshua, honestly.
But you're sitting with 3 football players, right? To have the audacity to say it out loud that that's what you're going to do? 29 years old, to have not stepped on a professional football field. What makes you so confident that you can do what we were able to do for a living?
Yeah, I think just God, believing in myself, and you know, manifestation
And the
and self.
mountains of steroids.
Interesting. By the way,
I believe in myself.
I don't want to get
I'm a good drug dealer.
What is this tattoo? That tattoo that he has on his, see in the middle of his hand? It looks like the Blair Witch cross. I don't know what that's all about.
We all know he's demonic.
Yeah, what the hell is that about? Where'd you put the map, Joey? I put it in the bag. Anyway, that's a Blair Witch.
No, but I do have some kind of respect for. I do have a little bit of respect for. I think a lot for Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he fought fucking AJ. He's crazy, bro. He's never okay. First of all, he doesn't have that much practice.
Right.
That's one. He's way smaller and slower. I mean, when you're fighting a big dude, you got to have some type of fucking advantage. You got to be at least, I guess, faster, right?
I don't think he was slower. I think he was smaller.
What I mean by that, Gypsy, is the footwork, the ability to think on the fly when it comes to boxing. He had all that over him, so it's more fluid. And then on top of that, AJ looked about fucking 5 to 6 inches taller than him.
Yeah, he was completely outreached.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, but he did good, man. He landed some jabs. He landed some
You can't
backhands.
say he did good because AJ was playing around the whole time.
Yeah,
I was like,
he was trying to rip his head off, bro. I mean, it's not easy to catch a
I would
guy
have given him
that's smaller
credit
than
if he at
you.
least made it to the end of the fake fight. He couldn't even do that. So
First of all, it's not easy to catch a guy smaller than you that kind of moves a little bit faster than you. But he's only good for 4 fucking rounds.
AJ could have done that to him whenever he wanted, bro.
Okay, I'm just gonna let that slide. I don't care. That happened.
He could have knocked him out whenever he wanted, bro.
I'm happy that he knocked him out at least. He didn't win the decision because that would have been completely embarrassing.
I don't think he even tried to knock him out when he hit him, bro. Like that knockout punch, I don't think he put anything behind him.
He broke his jaw.
But nothing.
I mean, it takes him. I mean, he landed a good one. It wasn't everything, but it was landed a good one.
If he did him hard, Jake Paul would have slumped over.
Yeah, I guess. When you look at it, yeah, baby. I have to look back at how he landed that shot. I have to look at it one more time. Why is PDA all of a sudden not talking? Are we offline? Oh no,
No, we're not. So
I don't know. I can hear BA.
we're not offline. We're still on the air, guys.
It's gotta piss.
Well, what happened? Did I
Joey
get pissed?
gotta piss.
No, okay, I'm back. No, but what I want, let's keep playing this. So Jake Paul is saying that he believes boxing is it's harder than football, more difficult.
Going to do. 29 years old, to have not stepped on a professional football field. What makes you so confident that you can do what we were able to do for a living?
Yeah, I think just God, believing in myself, and you know, manifestation and self-belief are some of the most powerful things in the world. And I have God-given talents and athleticism. When I said I was gonna box and beat all of these people and beat Ben Asker and Nate Robinson, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, it was the same response that I'm getting now when I say I'm gonna go
Because you didn't have the background.
play slot receiver.
Okay, now that's the other thing though. It's because then he gets into the whole thing of he says boxing is more difficult than football, American football. He seems to be implying that if he wanted to, he can get into the football field and do just as well, if not better, than these guys who I don't know who they are, but apparently they used to be football players.
Because there was no background. I was YouTuber this, YouTuber that. And so I'm a doer.
I mean, that's not true. We have examples of dudes that failed in football. That's why they became like boxers and MMA fighters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean...
it's just, we need a certain kind of... It's a different skill set, you know? Some of the guys on...
Bro, this guy's delusional, man. I remember he said at one point he was on with his brother in his podcast. He said, I'm the fastest not just fastest, most athletic. I don't know if he said the most powerful or not. I don't remember that, but I remember he said fastest and most athletic. Boxer of at this point in time in all
He's
of boxing.
trolling. He's trolling. Yeah, he's trolling.
Bro, no, but I know he was trolling, but the way he said it, bro, I'm like, it was like, are you look
Like you believe
stupider
you
as
crazy
fuck.
motherfucker, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? I
He
was like,
made a
what the fuck?
big deal out of beating Ben Askren, where it's like 2 bad arms and 2 bad legs and a bad
that
back.
was good. The one that was good, he smacked up Nate Diaz and knocking out Tyron Woodley. Those were good wins. Even the fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., that was obviously a fix. And Chavez Jr. should be ashamed of himself for selling out his dad's name like that.
Facts.
Chavez Jr., he could have whooped his ass at any point. We've seen that at the end of the fight when he decided to hit him a little bit.
And that's why you were happy when Ice got to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad Jake Paul set him up. It was like, he's over here. He's over here.
You know, we should. You know what we should be talking about? We should be talking about how Bobby Green, one of the MMA fighters, beat up on this up and coming superstar. That
up and coming superstar. I mean, you're buying into the hype, man. But hold on. Let me just.
I know. It's bullshit. Anyways, whatever.
Let me fight on Aiden Ross's.
Yeah, exactly. Let me play this clip. I think there was more that I wanted to show you from what he's saying. Jake Paul, that is.
Talker at the same time, but I always back it up. I have hands, run some routes, catch some balls, block some people. It can't be that hard. Boxing is way more difficult than football.
That is
and I'm
also
only
not true.
It's 100%
true.
Again,
break it down, Regulus. Break it down.
He's bugging out. First of all, no, that's not true. Now, let's say you're going to play a skill position like wide receiver or running back. Can you take a blind hit from a man bigger than you that who knows how to hit people and bring them down? Can you stay with the ball in your hand on top of that? Right? Can you continue after you get pause when I say this, when you get blasted by some fucking dude twice your size and say, coach, I can still play. I can still play the next scrimmage play. If he could do all that, right, then I would say, yeah, you're just a phenomenal athlete all around. But the fact that you can, just because you can box and take a hit from a boxer, that's totally different than somebody in football. There's no weight classes. There's 0 weight classes. When you have a guy 6'5", 280 pounds, who can run faster than you sometimes, and you could take his hit, then you're something special. But outside of that, I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, because there's 2 distinct things here. We're gonna make the distinction. Number 1, are you tough enough to get into the football field? And then the second question is, are you skilled enough, talented enough? Meaning, when I talk about talent, I'm talking about physical talent. Are you talented enough to make it to the NFL? And Jake Paul is covering those 2 things. He's saying that he's tough and tougher because he boxes, and that yes, if he wanted to get into the football thing, he could actually do it because and I think he says it later on. I'm gonna play it. He says that he's so talented, and I'm thinking, look, with boxing, but just real quick, with boxing, it is. I understand why some people could say it's more difficult than football because in boxing it's combat. Football, it's not really combat. I'm not saying that it's physically easy because, like Reckon I said, you got fucking people tackling each other. That's fucking dangerous. But boxing, yeah, constantly you're getting punched. You could get your ass knocked out. But I will say, in my experience, I think boxing is a little easier to make it in there because you don't necessarily always have to be the most athletic guy to make it in boxing. For example, Bernard Hopkins. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the best puncher, but he was a little bit above average in all of those categories. In other words, he wasn't a slowpoke, he wasn't a light puncher. He did have to excel from an athletic standpoint. And then, of course, you mix in the fact that he was skilled. That allowed him to box. But you take a look at another guy, Glenn Johnson. He was slow, he was flat-footed, but he was tough. He had a great gas tank. He managed to develop a good defense, the ability to roll with the shots on the inside and take the fight to his opponents. He managed to become the light heavyweight champion of the world. He beat a guy that was more athletic than him in Roy Jones. In football, I don't think you can always do that, right? In football, it's all about whether you're stronger, faster. Those are the factors are a little bit more pronounced. But in terms of toughness, yeah, I would rather, my experience, because I never played football in a league or anything, obviously, but I play in high school. We played a little bit, and I said, all right, this ain't for me. Boxing, I'd much rather box than play football because in boxing you can avoid the punches of as much as you can. In football, you can't really avoid a tackle. You're gonna have to tackle somebody at some point, and that's your brain getting shaken up every time you do that. Whether somebody tackles you or whether you tackle somebody, you can't avoid that. So, I would say from a tough standpoint. And then on top of that, football. How many how many people play football?
Yeah.
And they never make it to the NFL. You guys, you got to remember, it's almost like with boxing. Sometimes we get spoiled. We look at a guy and go, "Oh, that's a bum." He can't really be a bum if he's making it to the top of the sport. And the same thing with NFL. You're looking at the guys in the NFL. You're looking at the cream of the crop in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's claim to fame is that he had a fake fight versus a 60-year-old man. I mean, I don't think we should pay too much attention to him.
Exactly, man.
Well, his biggest fight was versus a 60-year-old ex-boxer that was out the ring for like 20 years.
Right.
And you know what?
And it was fixed, and they
me.
had to fix it.
No, look, that's what I was gonna say. Jake Paul disappointed me in that fight, bro. He knew he could have ended Mike Tyson, and he didn't have the resolve to go through with it. You couldn't go all the way. You don't halfway shit anything, bro. Once you go, you finish the fucking job. You could have knocked him out.
Yeah.
You should have knocked his old ass out. Had everyone hate you. Have that highlight reel. Knock his shorts off so he can show his ass to everybody one last time. He had Mike Tyson. He should have knocked his ass out, bro.
But they probably had an agreement where Mike couldn't knock him out.
He's pulling his punches.
So, yeah, Mike was also pulling his punches. But of course, Jake's is gonna have more stamina because he's younger. So,
oh, bro. He should have hit him as hard as he could.
I mean, he would have probably got sued. He would have lost every penny he has.
Okay.
If they had a contract that Mike can't knock him out, then Jake for sure can't knock him out. I think they would have sued. He would have been penniless, Jake Paul, if he would have knocked Mike Tyson out.
He lacked the resolve to go through what you have to finish the job, bro.
I'm just saying, look, Mike, even at 60, had like 2 rounds in him. You could tell he wasn't trying to knock that dude's head off.
Take his head off.
Take his head off.
Give him an honorable death in the ring,
Who cares? Just kill him. If he dies,
would he even actually really play football? Because he could go on these preseason games. They've done it before. They put
let's see Jake
people in
play
there.
a football game, man. He has enough money, right? That would make a lot of money.
They could put him on a practice squad.
Football game.
You go on a practice squad or do something, but I think it's even more dangerous. Yeah, you could die in the ring, obviously, but he has a real chance of getting paralyzed. I mean, regular good football players get hit and get paralyzed. He could end up in really bad shape, broken hip.
I mean, what Jake Paul got into in boxing, it's a real good grift because he had power, very good power, and with the boxing skills that he had combined with that power, he was able to, because again, he was very selective matchmaking. Like I think it was Sobers or one of you guys brought it up, Ben Askren, a fucking wrestler with love handles who has no real striking ability to speak of. Of course, you're gonna knock that guy out. He's older, he doesn't know how to strike, and he's out of shape, and he doesn't have good lungs either. And then on top of that, you've Nate Diaz, fucking one of the most punch drunk combatants out there. Tyron Woodley, okay, another old guy who used to be good in MMA, but he's not a striker. So he's
never a puncher. Never a puncher. He was a wrestler.
Exactly. And then Chavez, another fucking never was. He's a boxer, yeah, but he was a never was. And he was a perennial loser. So, and he's older on top of that.
He got Chavez. He got washed Chavez straight out of rehab.
Exactly. And with ice on his shoulder, on his ass. So, I mean, yeah.
Remember that video of Chavez in those high heels? That's how
for his green card.
He fight. Jake Paul. He was in his high heels when he got the call.
Yeah, so Jake Paul wants to make it out to be as like, nobody thought I could do this. I mean, yeah, you got to give him some credit for beating up these old MMA guys. Because there's some people
I could pay anybody to lose to me too, BD.
Was that?
If I had enough money, I could pay any of you guys to lose to me too.
Oh, you're saying that.
No one thought that at 25 I could fight little tiny Tank Davis.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no, that Mike Tyson thing, that's the one that people said that he wasn't on the up and up. I just think it was a horrible fight. I remember I fell into the trap a little bit. I said, what if Mike Tyson? Then no, he was a fuck.
You're like, oh, what if old Mike comes back?
I thought about that. Yeah, that's what they wanted. That's what you know what it is. PR, public relations, propaganda, and all that. In a way, it's a form of magic. because they're planning illogical thinking in your head. And that's what they did. They worked their magic. Fucking Jake Paul with all his tattoos.
All he needs one round of magic.
Exactly. Oh, that's all he needs. One punch. Nah, 60-year-old guy smoking weed and doing cocaine. That's what. That's what.
Moves all day. Of course, he's gonna be crying in between rounds that his fucking hand hurts or whatever.
And when he like Reckon said when he sit in the corner, he made that sound. Well, I gotta find that clip, man. And then he's walking around with his ass cheeks out. He doesn't even know he's naked right in front of the cameras. Like, that was an old guy. That was a senile person, man, out of it. And that's whom he's fighting. He couldn't even stop him. Couldn't even put a dent on old. I don't know why. Exactly. So, man, come on.
Was released like a month ago. The hardest sport in the world is boxing.
They
Number
took
11
90,
was MMA.
They took 90, professional analysts of sports and did a study on what the hardest sports in the world are.
That sounds like a legit study, by the way. They took 11 guys and they said that boxing was the hardest sport in the world.
And the number one on there is boxing. And I'm in there by myself. You guys have 10 other players on the field to help you out. And so the mentality is different, the pressure is different, the focus is different, and the training is harder. It's a marathon and a sprint. You guys get a minute in between each play to regroup.
That is true, though. That is true. You're all by yourself in that ring. Turns you into a desperate mother.
You blew it!
Oh, shit. I thought that was my censor button. It turns you into a desperate mother. And and then that's why you can only blame so many people if you lose a boxing fight. Sometimes it's a trainer, but eventually, ultimately, it's up to you. In football, while it was the coach, I mean, you can do the same thing in boxing, but in a team sport, you can blame the other players. Boxing, you can't really, and that's true though. Boxing, it's a high intensity interval type of sport, and a marathon at the same time, like he's saying. Whereas football, that's why one of the reasons I'm not a big football fan, because they play boom, 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 and then reset, and then now let's go to a commercial. It's commercials every other fucking goddamn second. So I defended football in one sense, but in this scenario, in this particular point, that you gotta admit, Jake Paul has a point.
This is
like kidding. You guys get like you can bring out some.
This is like the Bud conversation. You know, Jake, when Bud sits there and tells me that, then I'm like, yeah, but you're Bud Crawford. I get it. But to just be like, I'm gonna run a couple of routes, I'm gonna block some people, I'm gonna catch the ball, how hard can it be?
But we talking about
but is it harder than that? Like, what's the difference? Like, it's just a speed thing.
We talking about Jamar Chase and Jetta and those type guys. We're talking about the best receivers in the world that you're trying to compete with.
That's an outside receiver, like not a slot receiver, completely different.
They play it all. You sat around and watched Wes Welker play, and you're like, oh, shoot, I can go do that.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, he's saying that he could play football and do. That's where I disagree with Jake Paul. I mean, you got to have. In boxing, again, he had a little bit of skill plus power, and that was enough to beat up all these has-beens from MMA. But now you want to make it in the NFL, you need to be hyper athletic, hyper strong, good at it on top of that. That's when I think this dude's overrating himself. Just a little bit. But I could be wrong, I guess. We're about to call it a night. I don't know if Uncle Charles wanted to jump in here. I wanted to get his thoughts real quick on Keyshawn Davis, because I don't know if Uncle Charles has all these parables and all these old-timey sayings and all that. I wanted to see what his old-timey wisdom has to say about the Keyshawn Davis situation. But I don't know if it's too late at night here. Anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we go? Anything we missed? I don't think
there's not really a lot of boxing coming up, right? The next fight is Rolly and Tio, I believe. Clarissa Shields is coming up, so again another lull in the action. It seems to be.
The only thing we got next week, Frank, is on Saturday. Yeah, Paramount Plus. That's a Zuffa TKO event in Ireland, and they got Callum Walsh back, if you can believe that.
Yes, finally. A long way to be done.
At least he's not the main event, though. But yeah, that's.
Thing I'm gonna say. There was a guy who fought Gary Cully. I can't even remember his name, but he got knocked down the first round. He slumped over. They didn't even want to show the plays. On Saturday, it was like an early morning card. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that if he still hasn't woken up. He's basically in a medically induced coma, and prayers out to him.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't see that the zone card there. That some people touched on it. Those fights that happened. Apparently there was a good one there. But yeah, but there is one guy who is still in critical condition. He's stable, they said, but he's still out of it. So hopefully he gets better. Also on August the 12th, that's during the week from Australia. Not just from Australia, everybody. No, sorry, Bob. We're talking an actual legit place that only the elite go to. We're talking from the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
From the Gold Coast, we got Michael Sarafa, the male stripper, taking on Alejandro Ortiz. Isn't Ortiz the same guy that the fuck is that? Now, isn't that the same guy that Alejandro Ortiz? Is that the guy that lost to Zoo recently? To Tim Zoo? I think so.
The Gold Coast Convention Centre.
There we go. That's the one I was trying to play.
Ringside, Gold Coast Convention Centre.
So yeah, that's during the week, next week. Yeah, like Frank said, then on Friday, I think it is, Clarissa Shields. No, it's a Saturday. Clarissa Shields' big ass returns against Kay Scott. Should just fight a man already. So yeah, man, it's true. Oh man, yo, Frank was right. We got slim pickings until the 22nd.
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
Wow. It's 2 weeks of nothing.
Well, it's Clarissa Shields fight week, so I know you can do about 4 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna stretch. Oh, believe me, man. We're gonna be doing morning shows, call-in shows, countdown shows. Oh man, yo, the month of August is very thin. August the 29th, Moses Saitama versus Hrgovic. That's on pay-per-view for some reason. Shouldn't be pay-per-view, but whatever. And then that same day on Pro Box, also pay-per-view, by the way, because now you gotta pay for Pro Box, $5 to watch it on YouTube. Lester Martinez taking on an undefeated Croatian fighter by the name of Luka Plantic. And that's what we got, man. Pro Box is now charging. Can you believe it? Anyway,
yeah. No, I was gonna say that too. Pro Box, yeah, they're $5 a month membership. And do you get all the fights for that? That's what they're offering for the fight cards?
I think, hopefully, man. I don't know. By the way, I gotta check if they've closed down the YouTube channel, or in other words, because all the old fights, are they still gonna leave them up, or are they gonna charge you to access the archives? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, what the fuck? Did I just hear Food talking to his wife saying, "Come here"? You guys heard that, right?
One of them just took a leak on the floor.
Your wife? Oh, okay, the dog. Okay, that's.
Not the wife.
I thought you were talking to your wife, like, "Come here."
I turned my back for one second, a damn dog sits on the floor.
Oh boy, we're gonna hear Food. We're gonna hear Food abusing his dog. Man.
What?
You're like, you hang up, I'm coming over.
All I heard was a woman say she apologizes for nothing and Fu lost it.
For nothing.
All right, before we go, this is what I wanted to get to. You know, we got Uncle Charles dropping by, and he's always got words of wisdom to drop. So, Uncle Charles, thank you for being on, man. What's up?
You know what? How y'all doing, man? How my people doing?
We're doing fine. We're doing fine. I'm curious to hear what words of wisdom, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Keyshawn Davis thing, rejecting that big payday. Hopefully, you can touch on that too.
Saying one thing and doing another. See, if you were so serious about fighting, then you jump at that money. But see, it's something about somebody is advising him not to do it. See, you got to find it. You got to be a man and say, look, I'm going to get this money. Especially if you got 25 babies. You're going to have to go ahead and fight. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't know. This world got to be going to hell in a handbasket. All these sports are very dangerous. Really can give you paralysis if you don't play the game right. You know, I got a partner of mine. He loved to go overseas. He went to Bangkok. Say he met a little small girl in there. He met a young lady there, beautiful. And, you know, he was feeling it, you know, she had him eating roaches and stuff. And I'm like, you know,
what?
The guy came back and he needed a psychiatrist. And I said, well, what do you need a psychiatrist for? He said, well, man, I got to eating them roaches. I started to feel funny. And then I woke up with my pants down by my ankles.
Jeez.
I said, well, man, you got a symptom of getting ran up in. That's what happened to you. Now, if you need a psychiatrist, if you need a pastor, if you need a preacher, somebody will talk to you. This is why I don't go out of town. This is why I don't go into another country. Because you play their game. And I hate to tell you, they'll put a purse on you and some earrings in a minute. I'm going to tell you that right now. I tell you this, all these stupid games they don't came up with. Banana ball, all this old crap. Now they got the slap game. You seen that? See that other guy that got slapped?
Right.
He got slapped and he did number 2 in his draws. See? If you best on yourself, you know that ain't nothing you want to play. This is what I'm talking about. So I tell you this, since the world is going to hell in a handbasket and we looking at it go, I tell you what you do, ladies and gentlemen, if you're bold enough, I want you to take your hand and scratch the crack of your ass and wipe it over your dining room table. Then I want you to go up in the cabinet and get some peanut butter and rub it over the top. Now, the first day, it will smell like peanut butter. But the second day, it'll smell like peanut butter and ass. And the third day, it'll smell like ass. By the time the fourth day comes, you ain't going to be able to take it because it don't engulf the house. And they'll see your dumb ass take that table and put it in the garbage. If that sounds crazy to you, then all these sports they making up is just as crazy. And I appreciate it, PDA.
Yeah, that was the most. That was, sometimes he's got to give you the harsh truth, man. But that was disgusting. Shout out to Uncle Charles for the words of wisdom. Like I said, sometimes it's got to be tough love. You got to hear it though. Sometimes someone's got to tell it to you. So shout out to Uncle Charles for that. And he just reminded me. That's the other one. That's the other game we're playing before we go. Maybe that's the other one they're gonna show us one day on TV via Dana White. Johnny on the Pony. Nobody ever played this one.
Peanut butter and ass?
Nah. Johnny on the Pony.
Is that a prison yard or
No.
what the hell is that?
That's where Peg Leg came out. Remember Peg Leg from American Me? He ain't Mexican, is he? Nah, but he's my carnal, you see? Anyway, yeah, listen, we gotta go.
But the Uncle Charles did hit something though. That was the dystopian future that they showed us in movies like The Running Man, as all these stupid games would start coming out.
Exactly.
And the streamers are playing these games too. So yeah, Uncle Charles hit on something.
Absolutely, because he sees what's going on. I was telling Bucho that the other day, we were talking about how you look at the decline of culture, and what do we have now on Twitch and Kick and all that? These people going out there with a camera on a stick and acting like idiots on the street, trying to get into trouble, and that's what people want to see nowadays. And then you got other people trying to recreate that, saying, "Yeah, let me go pick a fight in the streets while I kick stream on it."
Yeah, frauditors.
Come on, now the frauders, that's a different
game,
thing.
though.
Nah,
But it's under the guise of a game,
exactly,
of entertainment, and that was what the dystopian future had predicted.
And it's coming true. And I'm not gonna let Food TV attack the auditors. They're doing a service for the people because people like Food don't understand their rights. They get
out one grandma at a time.
Food's the type of guy like the cops tell him, hey man, can we search your house? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, come on in. Yeah, you don't know.
Come on, don't try to compare frauditors to real auditors. Those guys just harass old women in the street.
Nah, I've never seen that.
80-year-old.
That's all they do. That's all they do. Every thumbnail they have is some little old lady being sprayed in the face with pepper spray.
Fool, you're the type of guy that when the cops are chasing somebody by foot and you tackle the guy that they're chasing. I got him, guys. I got him. You're good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait. And then they'd be like, hey, he's a rapist, but come on, man. Why are you tackling him? Let him get away.
I mean, I don't know.
You gotta fuck the police. Fuck the police.
I don't know why we'd assume that the guy's a rapist. Maybe he stole a loaf of bread for his starving children. Maybe that's what he did.
mean,
and
obviously they're
stuck in
just
that.
doing it because the color of his skin.
Oh, wait a minute. But yeah, listen.
It's just for the color of his skin.
We do have to go though.
Nah, I'm not tackling some random guy that pay me.
Yeah, you can get paralyzed doing that. That we were just
give me
talking
some
about.
money.
We were just talking about that on
I'll be
football.
getting paid.
See, it all comes. That's what we do here on the show. We everything comes full circle. We always attach something to the other. It's never just random. But anyway, listen, we gotta go. We've been on here for 3 hours. I want to give a shout out to Uncle Charles who just dropped in. I want to give a shout out to the Real Food TV. There's only one. Shout out to the Real Food TV for jumping on. Recognize Never Sobers. That's the Never Sobers with a Z at the end. They just did a stream yesterday covering the Lamont Roach Zepeda fight, and they actually broke down a couple of things that some of the things they mentioned here that you won't hear on any other show. Never audit. Never audit. Yeah, okay. And so go check out Never Sobers with a Z at the end. Never Sobers. Never Sorbet. Then you got Frank Bay. Shout out to Frank Bay. That's Frank Bay Boxing Talk. I was on his show on Friday. We had a very good discussion. Shout out to him. Go check out his channel. Shout out to Bucho for jumping on as well, keeping things in order here. And of course, shout out to everybody who called in everybody who donated the super chat, and of course, everybody who hit the like button. You can still do it if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you yet to do so. And let's give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm talking about Mr. Pedavacas, JumpTube, 2 Matador, SJW, Pounds Boxeo, Abel, one of the initiated, Sean Rain, another one of the initiated, Joe. Shout out to Joe. I don't know what he's talking about. He says, that's so gay, recognize what's wrong with you. Must have been something. Must have been something he said hours ago. Shout out to King KO the Great. Excuse me, Uncle Charles, Frank Bay, keeping an eye on things too in the chat. If I forgot anybody, Skull Kid. Oh, fuck, I'm dying over here. I'm falling apart. My health's falling apart after 3 hours doing the show. Sergeant, Truffles. What are names? Truffles. Stephen O'Donnelly, Legal Tender, Solodolo. If I forgot anybody, it's because we gotta go. Oh, Steph K, shout out to Official Scorecard. He said, Mr. BDA, 2 points. Jake Paul is a huge superstar. He has multi-million-dollar marketing companies advising him how to brand himself as a superhero who can do it all. And second, the football talent pool is way deeper than boxing. Absolutely. I would agree with that. Shout out to Steph K Analyst Corner. Shout out to him, aka Official Scorecard Boxing. Shout out to him. Shout out to Blunt Effect, JumpTube. And if I forgot anybody, fellas, because we gotta go, shout out